and with the our stronger side lanes able to like choose the pace of this game, and a lot
By
will
playing through the Beastmaster.
a lot will rest on this Solar Guardian and Tiny make a big answer. It's down to this 10-minute mark, first night time. They'll come to this raking, down breaks, a big fight. Can they then the map, or they're just gonna get? Once it starts going wrong for side of Navi, there's not much to like turn back on.
Well, we'll see what happens. Looks like we've got a little issue with the observer, but there we go. Scriff is back. He's got multiple computers. Sorted it all out.
Invested in our talks.
Listening to Milan.
Dying Light on Phoenix. Pretty much standard assets.
No big surprises. I've already done a little poke of their head over that mid lane to try and scout any of these dire wards. Navi didn't find any. And of course, the break of dawn. They see exactly where everyone is, heading to their lanes. As they should be. Because they also see that Chen is sending his mana burn Sato top. So it's not, how many times do we see this Sato just sitting mid, zapping enemy mid lane of all their mana? Not this time. Sanctity's going to have an honorable lane 1v1 against the puck.
I think he'll do just fine 1v1. Sanctity, one of the best mid laners out of this whole qualifier, out of all 8 teams. He's definitely a force to reckon with, and very interested how this bottom lane goes. Breaking versus Beastmaster. You have all these boars, but then Kaori on his Phoenix and Fire Spirits. Well, come down to execution. Already we see Beastmaster, the lane control. For nice position.
Yeah, right where he wants to be. In front of his own tier 1. And Shad's going to try and drag it back little by little. Try kill off the range creep. Early game, all about regen trading.
Ooh, Bloodline committed.
Finds himself kind of out of position here. Popping fairy fires and heals. But he's dead to this boar slow and Beastmaster's axes slicing him down. While Queasy is able to step away from Shad's Wraith King. So a first blood, a kill out of this bottom lane. Good start. Especially for the early tempo for this Beastmaster.
And this Kelly's wasted. Gonna go down to tower and suicide. I mean, that's the lane control that we talked about. This is such a long lane. Phoenix level 1 easily gets chased down by this combination of boars, Muerta and Beast.
Yeah, now they're going to lose out on a few creeps under tower. That's a rough one for that safe lane out of Na'Vi. Mid lane, Puck dropping pretty low. Non-stop harassment out this Tiny. 1-1-1 build there for Sanctity. And Tiny very often picked against Puck in lane and in game. Tiny does very well throughout the majority of the match. Up in that top lane. Morphling 12 and 5. I mean, this has got to be the safest lane for either of these teams in this game, right? Morphling Chen. The stack in, pull in, sitting back. Morphling so far not really bothered by too much.
Morphling should be just fine, but can missteps a little bit. Combination. Dawnbreaker and the Lion. Very hard to live through. Mid lane, 16 to 5 to 10 and all, but there's a creep way on Mirage's tower.
Oh, he's going to miss a couple of them, though.
Lag.
It's always a pain. Always a pain laning against the Tiny.
Pretty much all over the board. A better start for Liga besides this mid lane. And something we expected, Tiny, Sanctity, best player of Navi, will dominate the mid, but And he will need to make up for this hard side lanes that now he's currently experiencing.
You know, like Boom is already feeling at top. You step up to a creep wave anywhere near this tower. Violent is going to throw the adaptive strike, throw some right clicks at you. Knowing that Lion is also kind of transitioning towards mid, guarding water runes when they come up. Liga knows that top lane is very safe. Sanctity, yep, knowing he's got Lion coming mid, is going to go for that bottom rune, fight over it, but Mirage is there, just slightly ahead of him. We'll be able to go refill that bottle up top, though. Puck? Nah. I'm not going to get to that in time. Flanch. And the Earth Spike. It's a lot of damage to kill the puck off. That's very optimistic from Mirage to try and go for that second water rune.
And banking that Lion kind of left. He sticks around and bottom crease is just gonna hit the deck. Nice kill. Skelly boys do really hurt these range heroes. No stall shield on them. They are just a food.
Yeah, and Phoenix, you know, he gets more dangerous the lower he is. You drop him to 50 HP, he is destroying you with his damage. Good old Dying Light. And still a good spot for L1ga. He's got himself that Helm of Iron Will, 700 gold towards the Diadem. So Helm of the Dominator, not that far away. He's making good progress towards it, and having 13 denies. Oh, it feels really good playing into this Wraith King.
Phoenix and breaking ready for this Chen rotation with the Observer Ward. Expecting it, but Chen around top. Oh, commitment on this Morphling. Hoping to catch him before. Strength Morph.
Oh, not going to happen this time. I mean, Na'Vi right now, you know, even things kind of going against the grain, not going entirely to plan. They've got a lot to fall back on. Level 6 from the Dawnbreaker is going to be a big pivot for them to make active plays. 6-minute rune coming up as Kaori does get run at here by the Puck and Muerta, but the haste rune's grabbed by Sanctity. The Puck didn't want to make another ballsy jump forward, but is still going to get stunned from Fog by QBFY. Into the Hex and the dive of Phoenix. They've got an orb out of this Puck to get a bit of distance, but that's not far enough. A coil? That's not going to buy time for him. Dead, killed, and the coil, well, it snaps, but doesn't take down Kaori. Phoenix somehow still alive. And even with the lanes going well for Liga early on, it's just Na'Vi making these early rotations and moves, which you've been pointing out in their past series that have clicked really nicely.
Chad? Not make a full chase on, so it'll be fine on you. It just happens. Well, Lion is making a rotation, gonna get scalded by the courier. So?
Oh, we still got him.
Got him. Big solo kill.
Morphling shifted down.
UBFY just seems to be at the right place at the right time, you know? That's how you see a talented position 4 player. Like, every game he makes the right timed gank mid, and now you're killing the Morphling.
Yeah, so far he's guarded Water Rune, helped kill Puck, like solo killed the Morphling, ganked mid again. This Lion's been everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah, basically two Puck kills, one Morph kill, and
Yeah.
some room control.
The Lion Assassin. Man, this very safe lane up at top gets broken a little bit. Na'Vi gonna try and crack it one more time. Tiny and Phoenix, both making their way up here.
4-man rotation top.
And Liga already through the Twin Gate, having spotted with that Dire Ward towards mid. Go straight down towards the bottom lane for a big old push on the tier 1. Beastmaster has got himself a Centaur. Alongside the Chen creeps. Make short work of this tower.
Classic mirror trade. Safe lane tower for safe lane tower. But also 50-50 mid for the rune results in AD room for Puck, so. That Morph applied. Lion is close.
Oh, dive forward up there. Morphling's going to waveform back, get stunned on his way out. A few more bits of control thrown at him. In the meantime, Boom is getting got on bottom and dies, trying to Solar Guardian top, while this Morphling is still on the run with a Lotus to use. He gets back behind tower and survives. Boom dies for nothing down bottom, and now maybe Liga with potential thought of a turnaround. They'll poke their heads past the tier 2 tower, but that's going to be that for now.
Very unfortunate for Navi. They kind of committed to this Morph. Made a call for the Dawnbreaker ulti, but L1ga with the Beastmaster. Perfect positioning. Puts a stop on this Solar Guardian. Kind of dominating this game so far. 5k net for the mid line. This is what
pretty much.
Yep.
It's pretty much exactly the same time. Like as Morphling, they started to go on him. Liga started to go on this Dawnbreaker. So I kind of disjointed the idea of Na'Vi to bring numbers top. I mean, his Beastmaster gets a free raid in this bottom jungle. 5,000 net worth, farms all the camps, pushes the wave, and gets kills and gets to join in on fights.
It's worrisome when the first pick core in the draft, like Beastmaster, right? There was like 3 supports picked, then straight up Beastmaster, and now he's having highest net worth by far in the game. He's in the 3th game of his life. He's looking at the 6k at minute 11. Just not something you usually see of these blindly picked cores.
Respect getting run at here. As a 2-man coil out of this puck to catch the Lion and Wraith King, and Queasy from the right-hand side just laying the damage in to take the Lion out. Now Mirage kind of poking from long range, sending an orb over, scouting Kiori, waiting Rift to retreat away from the Tiny for now.
L1ga's coming.
You're right, he is. Sprints across the map to run into the Tiny, roars him up, and an easy kill. And this is what I like to see. So often I see this Beastmaster picked, and you're right. He gets picked kind of early on, does well in lane, doesn't get countered, gets to this, 10-minute, 12-minute, whatever, Hell in the Dominator, takes a tier 1. And then I've seen so many teams stop playing with him. They leave Beastmaster to kind of be a broodmother and farm. And they relieve that pressure, but L1ga says no. It's minute 10, I've killed tier 1, I'm coming mid. I'm killing that objective. Now I want to go back down bottom, maybe get a tier 2, get some more kills on team fight. Use this massive advantage they've got with the over-farmed Beastmaster to now give Morphling space. Right, Violent has such a nice, calm time for now.
And we talked about this. The pivotal point of this game is the Beastmaster and Chen, as you say, making rotations from a tier 1 to tier 1, and how can Navi respond? Will they try to just dodge or fight? They try to fight back. Pay the price, multiple kills, plus the tower now. You know what? You still talking about tier 2, but you can also just walk into Rosh. This is the Chen Beastmaster power.
Yeah, true.
If they decide to, Morphling also one of the best carries to take Rosh early. Then maybe just wait for the Helm too. So far, Liga in the tempo they're putting on.
Yeah, they open this map pretty wide. And the fact that they can start off with a coil mid like this from the puck, and then Chen with Muerta just slowly walking across. They don't quite get the finish on the Tiny, but they forced an ulti out of Boom, a defensive one, and now they've dodged the stun. Puck trying to jaunt away, throws the orb, but the stuns are coming, and the Finger of Death will finish it off. Mirage dead, as the wave-forming Morphling arrives. It appears that Violet wants to get involved. A bit bored hitting creeps and farming PvE, so he wants a bit of PvP. Supernova well placed, though, towards the back of the fight, and the Roar thrown in, but L1ga being destroyed here by the damage out of Na'Vi, burnt alive by this Phoenix, and Kaori's placement of the ulti, just perfection.
Yeah, underestimated this team fight from Navi. This time they bring 5 heroes, and the ultimate will be enough to win this fight. L1ga a little bit ahead of himself. We praise him, we jinxed him. Gives a lot of gold away there.
Yeah, when you walk into Na'Vi who have 4 ultimates, it's bad times. And pretty long cooldowns, Supernova, and that reincarnation. So a bit of a window here for Liga to go and fight again if they want to. But yeah, you've absolutely got to start respecting this Supernova when you're playing up into high ground areas like that.
Yeah. They have some heroes to deal with the egg, but there's a lot of protection on this Navi side.
Respect Chen. pretty deep into that bottom jungle. It does reveal there is vision up on that high ground, though, at least. He knows it. Now, Na'Vi, I know we've been talking about this wave of momentum from Liga, but after winning a team fight and after picking Blink Dagger up on Tiny, Na'Vi, it seems like it's their time to go and make a move.
Solar Guardian, not ready for a few seconds now. And
I got the chain stuns on this Beastmaster. Oh, good dead shot. The fear stops the Starbreaker from landing. Keeps Alberca alive. Now Liga thinking about turning. They're TPing pucks down here. A stun onto Muerta. Oh, gonna hold Queasy back. Na'Vi disengage.
they need Raking or Phoenix to do additional damage. Lion and Tiny have a lot combined, or maybe a support kill, but when it comes to a tanky target like a beast, they'll need another core.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that's Solar Guardian down for well over a minute now. We'll see where this Lion heads. QBFY, you've pointed out, right place, right time with a lot of these ganks. And they've put themselves in a good position here to move top onto the Morphling, who they scan and they know is nearby. But Tiny's attempt just off the mark there, expecting Violent to go into the small camp. But the Morphling already deeper in the jungle than they expected. QBFY. Waveformed on. Hexed up. Poor Lion.
Just under division. You playing it perfectly.
Set the trap.
And now we see with the second knight coming down, the Beastmaster rotate top. Now they will go for this rush. Want to take it too early. And after that, we'll see how they want to progress the map more. Going for these towers. Preparing for a 20-minute Tormentos. And it's gonna be like, look how quickly they did
I'm terrified. If I'm Na'Vi, I'm terrified of this Morphling right now. Like, yes, the Beastmaster has been the one that's been annoying for the first 15 minutes. He took your towers, he set the tempo, he got these big items. But Morphling's only died once. He's now top of the net worth. And it feels like they've got ways to deal with him, but only if Na'Vi get that jump. If Liga team are the ones that set up and go first towards objectives, it feels very hard for Na'Vi to deal with this Morphling.
Yeah, kind of classic Morphling. This time of the game. Gosh, reaction.
Oh, yeah, jaunting away. Protected by the Morphling now, who just comes in and kills QBFY.
That was Radiant Observer Ward on the puck, but he still gets the phase shift. It probably means he stays alive because he dodges the stun. Just heads up play. Mirage ready to react. This Dawnbreaker Orchid will not work out. It's a big commitment. If you buy Orchid on a hero like a Dawn this early into the game, it means you sacrifice a lot of scaling. And if it doesn't result in kills, you're kind of stuck with a bad item.
We'll see what he does with it. It's always a big investment. The same thing with a lot of these, Midas, Blink Dagger, Orchid, whatever it is. You're investing in some form of return, whether it's through kills or through passive income.
They're already trying the Phoenix play, where he fly out of the map and DP, but
dead to the Morphling down bottom. While in the middle, Tiny. He's caught out here by the Beastmaster and the Muerta. Sanctity dead, so across the map, Liga get a number of kills. QPFY is going to make a swift escape to the northwest and try and rejoin with his team. Very unfortunate here, because it feels like in Na'Vi, they hit this Radiance timing. Shad, he's level 13, he's ready with that second level and ulti. Radiance at the ready. But it's Liga team who get these little pickoffs. The scrappier, less clean Na'Vi right now, really facing some problems against Liga team who are not making mistakes.
the position of Puck is Observer, but besides so far, Na'Vi miss their move and they get hit by next two of Liga, and Liga is gonna make a I-man go for this bottom tower. I feel like this is their fight to win. We'll see how much Navi can respond.
They've got Solar Guardian and Supernova, but it's going to be how fast can they get this response going, because the Puck and the Morphling, they're already in on top of this Wraith King, kind of slowly poking at him, and they get the Lion to reveal himself. So Morphling changes target, kills the Lion off. Navi being cracked open here around his bottom tier 2 as Boom tries to gather the creep wave, but gets turned on quickly. Silenced up. You orc this Morphling, he just doesn't care. He stands there, hits you.
Beautiful play by Liga. It's wrapping around, going on this rake, and I was like, that's a bad target, but it was only a goal to poke everybody else to show. They just switch targets, don't even pop the breaking ulti.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they still have this Aegis for another minute and a half. But it looks like they're not going to go for that tier 2 finish. Instead, just falling back, going through the twin gate, gather up the resources on the map. And the big circle drawn by L1ga saying, hey, we've got enemy ancients to farm. We've got all these top jungle camps and lane to farm. Why are we 5-manning down bottom? Let's be efficient.
Oh, he has a roar. Maybe need the rake in the... He will.
Hello. Axis to start off. Rainbow TPs from Na'Vi to try and join up top as they do get the Finger of Death and the disables on his Beastmaster with Tiny arriving. They've got the kill. And respect Chen, who is nearby. And he doesn't have boots, you know? He's got a lot of aura items, quite tanky. But when you're getting chain disabled like this and the damage comes out of Shad and Sanctity, Tiny's double kill there. Good spot for Na'Vi. Just come out and find some easy picks.
Let's try to set up on this Morphling too, Sanctity.
I guess the combo down. Lion's in here with some more disables. Well, he's got Aegis, 30 seconds. So, Morphling, 2 lives. And we're looking at these dots on the map trying to reposition themselves. Puck and Muerta trying to connect, but they're being cut off by the Dawnbreaker and the Phoenix. So this Morphling just surrounded by 4 Na'Vi heroes. He's got a Manta and a Waveform, tries to use it, gets off to the right-hand side to dodge away and escape, trying to shift into strength, but he's pretty much out of stats now. So this Orchid and the damage out of Na'Vi clear through the Morphling. It took pretty much everything they've got, but they can kill him. They can do it.
This is a moment of disconnection for the Liga. They make the circle on top that you mentioned and they want to farm, but Morphling stays bottom, Puck stays mid, and suddenly they get caught 3v5 on the top lane and they get punished. You know, you're trying to kind of get, instead of like trying to get 60 to 70% of the map, you try to get like 100% of the map. Team like Navi will punish you. That's ages wasted, and Navi senses blood in the water. To go. BF wide. There's blink pick up.
Straight away. Right there with the Hex. And in we come with Shad and Sanctity to blow up the Puck. I've seen this time and time again. One of these teams winning out the first 20 minutes. A momentary lack of discipline. Not fully being on the same page as the rest of the team. And the opponents exploiting that slight weakness.
It's the importance of being on the same page. Doesn't matter if it's farming whole map or the bottom tower. Even if it's a worse plan, better to have everybody follow it than to split up, which usually tends to lead to disaster.
We're still in like a similar game state though, where this Morphling is a massive pain in the ass for Na'Vi. You know, Beastmaster, Morphling, with that Chen alongside them. They've got a lot of firepower and a lot of staying power, just being able to withstand a lot of the damage. But Na'Vi are hitting their stride. You know, we're going to have level 2 Supernova soon. We've got this Wraith King who has amassed, a fair amount of gold on top of this Blink Dagger he purchased, so he's heading towards the Assault Cuirass and the BKB. Tiny, he's starting to scale with his Kanda as well. The damage output is building up. It kind of feels like, Dawnbreaker's Orchid, it wasn't the worst in the end. And it's managed to get them a little bit of value here and there, and now transitioning into the Aghanim Scepter, Dawnbreaker's going to be in a pretty good spot going on.
Can hits, but
this game.
They know it'll be a 5v5 fight. Egg is ready.
Waveform straight up to high ground, baiting with the illusion. They still stun the real one, though. And meanwhile, the other side of the fight, the Muerta's going wild on this Tiny. Pierce the Veil, big magic damage, forces Sanctity back, while Shad, the first life down. The Solar Guardian's good, though. Lands in onto 2 of them. Morphling dodges away to the right-hand side while they try and focus the egg with the Beastmaster and the puck. The right clicks are there to kill off Kaori. Egg down, 3 heroes gone. Na'Vi being handled here. Great kiting out of Liga team to play back and forth in this battle. And a 5-man wipe incoming as Shad gonna feel the pain. Violent also gonna go Tormentor at the same time as Shad dying. So a 5-man wipe for the price of the Beastmaster. Liga team, just exceptional gameplay.
Sensing Navi is planning to do, smoking up, and having a perfect target prioritization. You know, this pack that dealt most damage in the fight with Muerta, their first target is this Lion. And then he just focused everybody else. Egg is there, but with the BKB on BC, sacrifices himself to push through it. And it just proves to be too much for Navi to handle. Just can't lose your support so early in the fight. They're way too valuable. No in the fight means pretty much free fight for Morphling and Puck.
Yeah. Wait, sorry, a neutral creep killed Shad. Did the Tormentor kill Shad? Did Scriff notice that? Because I'm looking back trying to see if there were any observer wards or anything killed. And it was like, neutral creep killed Shad. Oops, it is. It was a Tormentor. But yeah, so a point you made in one of the previous games was with a gyrocopter. When he's showing, you kind of know where the other players are, right? Mm-hmm. So when Morphling waveforms up this high ground and he sees Wraith King, they don't have that vision to know. But the Puck and the Beastmaster kind of instinctually understand the Lion is going to be over here behind the Wraith King, right? So they just make that move. They go into the backlines knowing where it is. Yeah. That immediate understanding of waveform, break vision going on led to a very clear-cut decision from Liga.
It was also like both teams were smoked, and Morphling kind of broke smoke on everybody on Navi, where the Dire Heroes kept being smoked, which made Lion and others feel of security, because daytime you see kind of in front of yourself, but you don't see the heroes that are smoked.
Yeah.
Just needs heads up play from Morphling and from Liga. You know, just Morphling, if he goes in, he can go in basically 1v5. He will not die. He will give important information to his team to find his target station, which will lead team fight. So many team items inside of Liga. You know, drums, pipe, lads.
Thanks, Chen.
Always like this Morphling here. You know, just things adds up. You know, now you have lads on him. It means you don't have to build it on. It means you can build another team item. Just all the little things add up.
It feels so good as supports buying those drums instead of rushing mech and having to mess around with recipes and stuff like that. But either way, you know, that last fight was without Aegis, and Morphling felt pretty bold. He would love to have Aegis to kind of close this game out, and Na'Vi knows that they cannot allow Liga team to have a free Rosh. So a good spot for them to be in. QBFY came up here a good minute ago, scouted it out, and they'll give the Aegis to Sanctity. So this is like a safety net for Na'Vi.
Liga still wants to take a fight, it seems, but under their vision, they're gonna walk to their observer ward. Same line is drawn, or not.
Who's gonna show first? Beastmaster's axes, and a Beastmaster summons. Reveal their position. I mean, look at Radiant scanning as well. That's how afraid they are of their... Maybe not afraid, but definitely preparing for any kind of Liga sneaky move back towards where that Tormentor was.
They basically didn't anything by those access. All of the sequence where Liga gives up the rush when they're 10k ahead. But the map split and how they made them be in that position that they were too late. Navi to grab it, but they still want to fight here. They kind of split Chen and Morphling bottom. And he's gonna make a TP top.
Well, a roar into Solar Guardian. Two offlaners trading ultis. Pretty similar cooldowns on both of them anyway, so not a big deal.
They're gonna make rainbow TPs.
Oh.
He has no way. Navi and Tiny.
Oh, the bait.
Oh, the bait.
He knows. Shad knows. He finds the real one. Stops the TP with a stun, and in comes the cavalry. Avalanche toss. And the rest of the damage. Great kill there from Na'Vi.
I mean, Chad, understanding the bait, not falling for the.
And is that an instinct thing, or is that him looking at the damage his Radiance is doing to the illusion, or he just knows?
I think, like, he right, and then, like, the illusion using waveform, or it's not pressing the stun on breaking, you know, it's not doing anything, and he figured out in the moment. I think it's a heads-up play from Chad. He'd be praised there. I think a lot of players, included, will fall for this trap. You know, just, oh my god, this Morphling, I want to catch him for my Lion to connect or whatnot.
Like, target acquired. That's not the target. Great heads-up play from Chad. That's going to give them some space here to push into the bottom tier 2. Get some high ground wards down and play around Dire Ancients. There's no Tormentor to steal, but there is the Wisdom Rune to grab. And at the same time, Liga team, you know, pushing out top, taking a portion of the map for themselves, but they only get to control one lane. Na'Vi gets the mid lane as well.
Dawn will break. They will position around. I understand that Liga wants to kind of wait out the Sages, but with the 2 lanes pushing in, perfect timing to smoke and catch this Morph. Still, he has this BKB that they saw he doesn't. He's not that hard of a target for overmoving damage. They do exactly that. Mid pushing, bottom pushing, they're gonna make a smoke and try to find this Morphling. They throwing a perfect line, he's there, but they're fine.
They want to clear out this wave. I want to kill the dragon. That's a fair amount of money. 254 for Shad. And now a Beastmaster without a summon. Something that Na'Vi could do. Yeah, Shad's going to go kill the Ancients. So not an easy way for Beastmaster to come and reclaim one of those Ancient creeps with his helm. And now it's Liga team who are kind of bunkering down in their base under Radiant Vision. And do deward up at top, though, at the very least. But if they try and play out of their base, they're going to be walking right into Na'Vi.
BKB acquired for Morphling, that's a good time. 40 seconds left on these Ages. That was the timing. Liga is waiting. When they find the opening? Because they gave up so much map. Like, they don't have any vision.
It's so dark, isn't it?
Still. Might humble up on this Phoenix. Is probably after the Lion the best target they can.
Dives away. Blinks in. Sees the Wraith King. He wants to go for the roar on him. Tiny there. A bit of counter initiation along with his Solar Guardian. Puck jumps in the back, aiming for the Lion, but realizing that Puck gets surrounded a little bit, so jaunts away while the Morphling, that's the play. Back over the top of QBFY to waveform and kill him off. A toss across of Queasy, then we're sent away to the side, but the Tiny still dies. Now it's Wraith King being chased down here. They've got themselves a Supernova to play with, as well as this Boom Dawnbreaker, but the Wraith King's being kited so heavily, tossed around by the Morphling Tiny form, killed off the first time, and now inside the calling. I just need a bit more control. The damage will come naturally from the Morphling to finish off the Wraith King. And Na'Vi, once again, picked apart by superior execution out of Liga. Queasy's got to be careful. That Wraith King can do some damage, even from death.
Still losing both Tiny and Breaking. And a Lion who bought back just for Puck. I mean, perfect kind of initiation from Liga. They understand BKB is ready, they understand the Aegis is going over, they go in, they kind of poke the Dawnbreaker ulti. They're just playing these fights patiently. They're outplaying Na'Vi in a way that they poke the Breaking, they poke the Tiny, and the Lion gets exposed, and then they choose their targets perfectly. And like, Na'Vi needs to find a way to start fight themselves. Because every time the things went bad for them is when they got jumped.
Yeah.
So the initiation next couple of fights will be the key.
It's been pretty hard for QBFY. So difficult. Being jumped by Puck and Morphling in various forms. I was going to say this gem from Phoenix, proving invaluable, removing all the vision from Liga team. The map was pretty dark. Prior to that move, we saw, right? We opened up the minimap. Scriff showed how little vision they had. And then all you need, right, is in the middle of battle, you place one observe ward. They place one ward on the cliff. That gives them a fight ward. And all of a sudden, Na'Vi have literally no vision in that area. Didn't get to use Supernova. Didn't get to use Lion's Kit.
Whole 5v5. And this is a poking battle from Liga. Just the strength of having Morphling and Puck as your 1 and 2 cores. They're so easy to go in and out. And the need to commit. Hard to put down these big ultimates like Solar Garden and Supernova for good use.
Yeah, then you've got Beastmaster Ancient Creep who's tanking you up. Chen has Ancient Creeps now as well. What's he got in his army? Where's Chen's army? Oh, he's got an Ancient Ice Shaman. Woohoo! Oh, wait, no, that's Beastmaster's Ancient. What's Chen? Chen had one of the little baby ones. They're all down bottom. Ancient Frostbitten Golem. Yes. Time Warp Aura. Liga readying themselves again, though. There we go. High ground vision, setting the battlefield for themselves. Get some vision up on that high ground into the Radiant Triangle. Scan the Wisdom Rune and steal it. And prepare yourselves for this next Roshan as nighttime has just come around. Top left corner belongs to Liga. And this Radiant Ancients area probably belongs to them as well, which Lion is going to find out quickly. Sunray. Not enough protection for QBFY. They're still trying to offer some defense here around a Solar Guardian and Tiny's BKB. L1ga BKBs and runs away, while Violet Morphling runs straight back in towards Shad and Boom. Does get turned onto the Starbreaker, a bit of damage and control, while the Supernova misplaced by Kaori immediately finished off. Wasn't on the high ground. Now Morphling's range enough to kill it. And now the team fight's in disarray. Na'Vi being picked apart. One by one, they're going to fall and crumble. Shad has jumped in, trying to save Boom here. But Violet and L1ga are taking very little damage. But the Tiny comes back in with the help of Shad to bring the Morphling down. Finally breaking the back of Liga team's carry. And it's racing with a second life, doing a hell of a lot of work. I thought the fight was over once the Supernova was down, but Shad's Wraith King. Boy.
Combined with Sanctity, I mean, this Tiny, we're seeing why he's picked so often in this fight, at least. Like, there's proving that he has enough in tank to kill all the 3 cores of the enemy. Cost them Boom buyback, cost them a little bit of resources, but boy, is it worth it.
And now they're on the high ground? Glyph is forced here, but Liga don't have buyback on Morphling or Beastmaster.
I need with the shard. I'm gonna wreck through these towers and wreck it. Red D2. Laser for days. This is one side for sure.
Na'Vi. Now they can't go top, but they can go bottom. Oh, be happy with what they've got in the mid lane apparently. Take the barracks and back up. Roshan is still alive as well, something that I'm kind of expecting Liga team to go and get. But they took that fight. I'm still surprised how quickly that Morphling died, man.
I must be honest and agree. Like, after the Phoenix died, Lion died, Phoenix died, so I thought we were watching a replay of previous 5 fights of like just this Morphling and Puck eventually everybody, but they find them to jump back, and buyback from Boom was to be enough.
Risky business going into Roche. Trying to roar like this.
He roared.
He did.
Liga more than falling down. Might be tough.
Oh, it looks like Roche is going to die just before they get there. They'll be in the position to still fight around the pit. Sanctity with Aegis. Shad has Aghanims in his backpack. And it looks like they're TPing out of here with QBFY getting out, but the coil catches 2 on the back. Lion realizes he's got to stand and fight now. They've cancelled some TPs. Shad getting feared around by the dead shot. Morphling straight over the top onto Kaori. Kills the Phoenix, nearly catches Lion, but he 4 staffs away. The high ground held by Sanctity. Roar back across onto Boom. Dawnbreaker, the new target here as Morphling opens up. A payload delivered. They've got this Wraith form Dawnbreaker to hammer back into them though, but Sanctity's Tiny's hexed up. Big chain stun. And Shad kited so heavily. Liga team, their heroes just can't be hit. They're kiting guerrilla tactics back and forth, running circles around their opponents, killing Tiny the once, and now pinging him saying, hey, he's got no backup. We can just take him down twice. Aegis down, Sanctity about to die. 3 heroes gone, 1 with buyback. But it felt like Liga team were untargetable in that fight. You couldn't cast spells or stuns or hit them or anything.
You take the Rosh, you take the Aghanims, we'll take your lives. I mean, just the angle they took, and Navi seemed just a little bit confused. Some of them wanted to TP out, some of them wanted to stay and fight. I mean, at the end of the day, they had 5 heroes there, but on the low ground and like corner of the map, kind of caged animals and Mirage, and he just feasted on them.
Speaking about being in the corner of the map, Shad, he's got TP now, but he didn't have TP for a while. He is kind of stuck up there. Now he gets to come back and try to defend, but they're going for tier 4s.
And he has
trying
buyback.
to prompt some response. Yeah, response out of Tiny to buyback because they know that Dawnbreaker doesn't have buyback. They poke a little bit at tier 4s. Tiny doesn't flinch. Sanctity, he holds on to it for now. But Elena Barracks falls as Liga team come back for the tier 2 mid.
There's more than enough to go through this back door. Morphling comes. No need. Creeps are arriving. So, correct. Plus hold. Big team.
Yeah, Aegis as well, but they got to keep the Aghanims upgrade on the Wraith King. They got a banner on the Phoenix. So a couple of goodies still there from the Roche kill. But now Liga, looking at this mid lane. Top's going to push in naturally. You can send some Chen or Beastmaster creeps to help out. Mid lane gets cut and killed. And now Liga can kind of choose their position on the map. Hold a high ground somewhere. Shove waves and force Na'Vi to be the ones who make a move into darkness. And thinking, what, 10 minutes ago? This map was reversed, right? The Dire had no vision. The Radiant were playing into Dire base. Now it's completely on its head where Liga are playing bottom jungle, playing into 2 lanes. And in a great spot.
Just once you lose a team fight or 2 and there's like a gem exchange, it just switches the whole vision. Now Queasy with the gem that Kaori previously had. Just hard to... The smokes expire, right? Not expired, get expired. So if you don't have a gem and you have like it's to take an area of map,
Yeah.
there's only so many sentries you can place. Bottom lane. Here is ready. Again, they wanna poke the bear. There's so many
Range creeps. Yeah, I was counting them. There was like 9 of them or something. That's a lot there. They're all dead now. But yeah, it's that threat of Beastmaster Chen walking up to high ground. What's Na'Vi going to do to stop them? And then Liga using that information to kind of greed it out. Go take the rest of the map. And farm things up. As Tiny walks into the northern jungle and finds a couple of bounty runes, but Violent and Mirage. They've both found him. Like you say, didn't BKB. Dead. With buyback. But dead for 90 seconds. So what's Na'Vi doing to remedy this? Kaori's farming out across the map, trying to get into a Scythe of Vice. Still a fair distance away. Boom and Shad on guarding duty.
Definitely wants to force a buyback from this Tiny. I don't want to do it too hasty, you know, get in a bad position.
And these ninja gears on Liga, like Puck and Morphling, have so much freedom to go wherever the hell they want. Forward ninja
the
gears.
jump.
I don't need to be smoked anymore, says Morphling. Walk up to high ground and hit the tier 3.
Truck, look at him go.
And this freight train has no brakes. Shad gets on top of the Morphling. Beastmaster roars. Dawnbreaker in the back, and there is the tiny buyback. Puck trying to shift away from this bottom lane, does get caught by Sanctity, but QBFY is just dead to Queasy. A dead shot in the back of the base with the calling on top of him. And Lion's gone for 40 seconds. We spent so much time in this game talking about Lion, you know, how important he is for Na'Vi and how important he is for Liga to find. And now they go straight into the base onto Doom and Shad. Dawnbreaker with the Solar Guardian landing and healing. Liga team just a quick sidestep, retreat, think about the re-entry. They've spent, you know, a couple of spells, a couple of cooldowns here on Na'Vi, and Liga very happy.
No casualties to this big blood torn reveal plus the ulti. I mean, without Tiny to dish out the damage, can't even kill the Easy on this Muerta, but oh, you want this Tiny wall.
They're on the puck. That's a good kill. Shad, the second reveal of the Bloodthorn to get the takedown. Get to come out of their base a little bit now as well.
Level 25 I'm breaking. Big power spike. They are really tired of being poked and initiated the Liga team, and why they kind of feel if they start the fight, if they are in first, it's all that's gonna matter in this game. Another D ward will allow them to move forward.
Yeah, this overwhelming blink on Shad could prove super valuable. If he blinks in, he can stop some blinks, stop some counter initiations. Get in on top of this Muerta for now, but Queasy's invisible. There's no reveal, no gem on either of them. It looks like Liga knows exactly where that Observer Ward is. Right, Roshan timer. Where we at? Oh, it's a long one.
You don't know it on the Liga side. And Rush was taken by Natus, so through the roar if they're taking it. Another 5-minute smoke. Shad drew up wildest line possible. Will they follow it?
Let's just go do a U-turn. Let's do just a 180 through the map. Look at Queasy. Oh my god, Queasy smoke breaks. BKB popped. He finds the movement from Na'Vi and he gets away. Queasy god. Like, that's so important. This fight is like game defining. You know, this is the fight that gets Na'Vi back into it, or it's the fight that gets Liga Roshan and kind of closes it out. Na'Vi stretch across towards mid to push that wave in. There aren't any barracks there anymore, so a good shove. They hold out top. And Na'Vi have the map position.
They don't have a smoke. You're gonna have to do it the old SWAT way, you know, take a area by area.
Well, look around corners. Clear, corner by corner. The coil out of Puck not working out, and Shad's made the jump at the save from the dead shot. They've got their Hex and Finger on the Puck, but it doesn't matter. Alberca's into the back, zoning out Tiny. Sanctity trying to fight back into him, while the Morphling straight over QBFY. He's killed off the Lion. Yes, you've got Wraith form, but Na'Vi on the run now. Supernova is there, over the top of the Puck. Mirage is dead. And Shad, feeling himself now, boldly moves back in towards this Muerta. Liga, they've brought back on the Puck, and they want to continue this fight from a better position, maybe a high ground, because Boom is just charging in towards the Muerta with a Tiny there. The avalanche toss and kill off Queasy. Dead, but so is Boom. Trade for trade, as Shad still trying to stand his ground and fight. Another roar from Alberca, this time up the high ground onto Tiny, allows Violence Morphling, and Mirage's Puck to get over the top and kill him off. Now you're looking at multiple heroes with no buybacks. QBFY caught to the far right-hand side. The diebacks here. Painful for Na'Vi. And Roshan hasn't even spawned yet.
You want this Morphling, this Kanda Butterfly. Look at the damage he has done every time he waveforms on someone. He does like a 3000 damage. This Dawnbreaker is a tanky hero, but not against this. Perfect execution from you. Yes, you have to buy back on Pac. You die from crazy, but we're all pretty happy with the team fight. Cherry on top of it. You wanna get this Roshan. Full respawn. Hey, Megaslim is less than 2 from
Who's it for? Beastmaster Ags, I guess? Or Puck Ags?
I think it's Puck.
It's Puck, isn't it?
With the level 25.
That's pretty powerful. Someone's got to gather it up and give it to her. Okay. Wraith King hands a refresher orb now. Another big item for Na'Vi. Anything to tip the scales in these very close fought, kind of losing battles.
I think they need to switch target prioritization from this Puck to this Morphling. Yes, agree to kill a Puck, but he's not the damage dealer. He's not the main source of trouble for you. Morphling, but guess what? He has the Aegis now. Do you really have a choice to ignore him?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Morphling has Aegis and BKB. Can you ignore him? I don't know. Probably not. But now I'm looking at Puck, who just consumed the Aghanim Scepter, bought a Maelstrom, has Eon Disc ready to assemble in his inventory. Can you go on either of them? Such a challenge now to find either of those two heroes, especially when we've already had, you know, Beastmaster, Muerta doing such a great job at scouting, getting information, and starting these fights. And there's information for the Lion and the Muerta. I see each other. How are you doing? Then run away.
Keep his top lane and back to this gate. See how Liga manages to close the map down on Navi every time you have the Aegis in the late game. That's the #1 priority. Choke enemy out of resources from the map. Don't allow them to gain any space and then think how to breach the high ground and how to end this game. Finding QBFY without buyback with the Gem of Truth. Definitely a step in right direction, Garrett. Might be the opening to go for the ending blow.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rough spot to be in as the Lion. Bot and mid are pushing. He's in that bottom jungle with no buyback and loses the gem.
No buyback.
Pretty.
On the Radiant Dawnbreaker, yes, and Tiny soon.
Yeah, maybe a blunder from QBFY now gives this opportunity to Liga just to walk up high ground. Yes, you've got the threat of the Wraith King, the Dawnbreaker. Shad is going to try and show it off here with his starting attempt on the Morphling, but he mantis out. And the dive into the back from the Puck finds the Phoenix and the Dawnbreaker, forcing a Supernova quite early on, while Vant's Morphling is still alive. Solar Guardians come through here to try and get on top of the Morphling, but Vant has already waveformed back, healed by the Chen, turns into Tiny, and he's able to jump in and look for the toss back, doesn't quite find it. BKB out of Boom, finish off the banner as Shad once again very boldly steps forward, blinks aggressively into the lines of the opponents, wants to kill this Morphling at least once, but they can't do it. They don't quite have enough. So Liga, they come in, they force quite a lot of resources here out of Na'Vi, ultis and BKBs in particular. And Aegis, yes, is down. Shad going for the stun on this Morphling while the Beastmaster and Muerta get on the Tiny. Sanctity's in serious trouble here, having to run away, and he's being zapped out. This Beastmaster clicks him down into the ground, turned into gravel, while Dawnbreaker focused by the Morphling. All of Shad's hard work here to try and poke and prod, jump into the back lines, has led to a situation where his teammates were isolated. Dawnbreaker dead, Tiny has to buy back. Wraith King still pressing forward and fighting though. Na'Vi using every resource they have available to them, but Liga, they've managed to retreat. Chen may be the only casualty on the way out here as Shad will find his man. But the rest of Liga happy to evacuate.
There's just no damage. Not enough damage. This tiny uses the combos a few times, but
Muerta. This is a big kill. They get the gem, and Muerta's dead.
both buybacks, but I think it's a go time for Navi. Need to use this kind of a randomness they can find out. They need to continue on this.
Wraith King did refresh, so he's got that reincarnation ready. Jumps high ground with skeletons and munches through a couple of these buildings. Liga not spending buybacks yet. Looks like they're content, at least for now, to give Navi one additional lane of barracks. And of course, the great thing about Dawnbreaker, she gets to hold the waves and can still join the fight globally. A weird game. We're approaching 60 minutes now.
Which is
Navi
always
finding
hype.
some just like wacky ways that Navi fight back is like insane to me.
Ooh, you in a smoke. Ninja gear. He finds his Dawnbreaker. We saw this before. He will shred him apart.
The scan. They're coming.
Breaker doesn't have a buyback. In break, pick off.
Morphling shows on the wave. Kaori
Radiant are scanning.
stepping across here, but this is risky business. And Navi bring everybody across. Dawnbreaker ulting forward
Morphling's
on the
waiting.
Beastmaster. Morphling is just to the left of them, ready to strike, get in there and blow up Kaori immediately. But they've
Force
lost
deleted.
L1ga. Lion, he's turned in the Wraith form, and he's about to drop as Mirage has finished off QBFY. So one buyback out of the Phoenix. The puck goes back in again with a Dream Coil, and Eon Disc Protection allows it to get in, then out as Morphling refreshes up, charges straight towards Boom, and this Dawnbreaker is a hit away from death. The final adaptive strike, not quite enough. Mirage jumps forward, tries to finish off Boom, another orb, but no, they don't finish it off. It's the puck who dies to Shad. The Sunray helps out, but 2 minutes now with no puck. Navi in a position where they could potentially go and end the game. Tier 4s are in trouble. The Dire base is already dying.
Have the buyback on board of them, but definitely you want as Liga the control of everything. Missing a tiny of damage to finish mid-in. Dying in the end. Felt a little bit of a disconnection from Liga there, but you saw what he can do. He can click these heroes, he'll kill them. From Phoenix will spend, and that's also a crucial hero for this Navi lineup if they wanna put this game in the bag. 4 new gears, bro.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's broken. There's permanent smokes for all of them. Yeah, it's good that Puck does get buyback out of that fight, because it must have been on cooldown until a matter of seconds ago.
A couple of seconds outside. And only Aeon this to protect, so once that's this pop, there's so many things to catch. Access, Bissell, burn. Only a bash, not a Bissell nonetheless.
And no tier 4s remaining either. Dire have got a glyph. And those 2 buybacks you're talking about. Looks like Navi's ready to go. Liga have got them all muted, huh?
Admin boy to step in. Oh, this is a mute test.
Yeah, which one of us isn't unmuted? Which one's the good boy on Navi? Oh, there we go. Sanctity's the good boy. They see his chat. At least L1ga does. So for now, Liga, name of the game, hold buybacks. defend the base without expending resources. But what does Na'Vi do? They want to poke for these buybacks, right?
Yeah,
Can
they
they
want
run
to
down
go
mid?
buybacks, and they Morphling expanded the refresher plus BKB. There's a lot of damage, but without that, you can easily this Puck and Beastmaster. So, away top, kill this two, then knock for mega creeps.
Dire's top tower
The,
is under attack.
you know, when here 20 seconds away from respawn like Beastmaster is, you know they don't want to extend the buyback, so you commit a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under
Shad just jumped straight up to tier 3.
No BK one. Everybody needs to be careful.
Liga will throw some spells his way, but there is a banner behind this Wraith King keeping all the creeps alive. So the tier 3 about to die, and this is the third set. This could be mega creeps if Liga don't defend it. Oh, defend it they will try with a roar and a move from Violence Morphling. They bring Wraith King to about half health, and they force out that Dawnbreaker ulti. Now with a coil kind of leashing up this Wraith King, holding him in place for a second. They've defended that. Lane of barracks up top at the very least. But they did have to buy back Mirage.
Exactly what Na'Vi wanted. Poke this Puck by our window of pretty where damn, this Morphling might be enough to kill all of them, right? I'm not sure about 5 seconds till this rush. In the pit.
Hero's gonna see it, surely. Walk back in there. No, the timing.
Oh, shit.
It always happens. And now this is great for Liga. That could have been Na'Vi just killing Roshan, getting Aegis, getting all the goodies. But now Liga have a window of opportunity. Mirage, gotta be careful cutting these waves. Looks like he's kind of baiting. Seeing where Na'Vi are lurking. All they see right now is Shad. An Earth Spike from the fog. And these ninja gears going to work for Liga. And Na'Vi have backed up to head towards Roche. Queasy's going to spot them on the migration northwest. Both Murta and Beastmaster are thinking about pushing mid-wave, thinking about where they're going, rejoining for a smoke. And Roshan, half health already, about to die. Are we going to have a repeat here?
But Lara here after there are the kill all Na'Vi learned lesson.
The scan is there, they know. Yeah, Na'Vi still around and in the pit, not TPing home. Shad and Sanctity leading the charge. And they force Violent to waveform defensively already. Blinking away, Liga. Looks like they don't want a head-on, honest fight. They want some vision, they want information. Mirage, though, has been found here. Eon Disc already popped. Morphling trying to get towards the back. The Phoenix being focused, but they heal for the Solar Guardian. Enough to buy time for Kaori to survive. The Wraith form is there. Phoenix with a Supernova comes out of it with damage onto Alberca, burns the Beastmaster alive with a Sunray. Morphling, yes, has got into the back lines and finished off the Lion, but now he's being turned on by Shad and Boom. Defensive waveform yet again, while Alberca brought back on this Beastmaster. Moves in towards Boom's Dawnbreaker, while Sanctity on the right side really struggling to contend with the puck. Mirage dancing around them, jaunting and yawsing, kiting this Wraith King and Tiny to perfection. The Tiny's green, he'll try and hit Alberca, but no kills for him, while QBFY a dieback out of the Lion, and nothing really left in the tank for Na'Vi. 4 heroes dead, no buybacks available. Shad, he's got multiple lives still to go, ignored the entire fight, kited, ran around circles. Refresh all you want, get your incarnations going, but Shad is going to die multiple times up at the top.
Trying to buy any time he can for his team to respawn, but this is gonna be this is gonna be taking the game one. I mean, at the end of the day, this buyback from the Beastmaster damage just pretty much like, and again they take the Na'Vi, but vision advantage. Outpost, the vision advantage they place from the smoke when they back the rush area could be.
It's just that, like, the rush area is such a perfect piece of terrain for what Liga want to do, right? Because you have this leading man, the Wraith King, and you have the secondary man, the best man, the Tiny. And then you know the Phoenix and the Lion, they're going to be lurking in one of these real weird wonky tree lines somewhere. As soon as they step out of that, the Morphling and the Puck, they find them. Wraith King over on the other side of the map. He bought a rapier. And this is his last life. Dies, drops the rapier, and GG's called. Trying something funny there with the creep wave coming in towards the throne. Maybe wanted to try and backdoor or get something done, but Liga team will take game one. 61 minutes of gameplay, 26-45. And in the end, a 52k lead, but all of those metrics and numbers don't really matter all that much. Na'Vi showed...
For all 12 for boom.
Maybe he's been practicing.
Maybe if it's not a Doom lifestealer, it will be. We'll see. Well, probably it's gonna be a hybrid, like some more like a Mars, some phase BKB might that with this Devil's Bargain. See.
Yeah, it does have Devil's Bargain.
Right now, has phase boost drops in his crew buy.
Okay. And what's he laning with? With a Phoenix against a TB and a Nyx, right?
Lane.
Yeah. That's a good lane for the Doom. So he should have a good early start. Should start scaling early on. Sanctity is Ember versus Storm. The classic Spirit on Spirit action mid. Things have got easier in recent times for the Storm with that static slide. Remnant moving towards melee units, but not a massive advantage either way. Another late-ish smoke here from Na'Vi. Breaking up to high ground. Throws a blood grenade at respect, but can't quite catch up to the Lich. Gonna reveal they have high ground vision here, though. Disruption onto the Lifestealer, and then Boom guarding the bounty rune. Herding Liga. 3 of their heroes are forced away from the bounties. Still going to be a 2-for-2 split, though.
But the Observer War lost. She lost and or Na'Vi. All the little things matter in the laning stage, Garrett. Especially add on top of each other.
Yeah, expanding a little bit of this there, a bit of that there. A bit of extra experience and gold for Liga. Could help out. Oh, Mirage against Sanctity. Finally, we get to see something that's not, Magnus or Tiny or Invoker or whatever in that mid lane. The Spirit Bros are back. And both of them going to provide pretty high action out of this mid lane, especially when they hit level 6. And I'm fully expecting, like we've been seeing, 3 minutes 40, 5 minutes 40. Everybody and their mums heading towards mid lane. 5v5 it around these active runes.
Yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. Before in a game of this upper bracket in the Dream, well, we saw Difference versus Mirage. The Tortoise.
L1ga.
Year on.
The wave dragging being counteracted by this Doom and Lich up top.
Things.
Pretty low. Handed a Tango, but this Infernal Blade does a pretty tremendous amount of damage. And a fourth lane has emerged. Queasy even losing his courier to Shad here. Right, Doom coming out the victor in this situation, farming and harassing and slaying couriers.
Meanwhile, Phoenix denying all the creeps. He's basically playing carry on Phoenix.
Must be so happy. I'm sitting in front of my tower, full health as a Phoenix. Oh, the Sentry Ward battle won by QBFY thanks to Disruption. And first blood, Shad kills L1ga. A chase down with the help of the Phoenix. Finally gets that kill up top. And Terrorblade had been toying with death up there for a while.
Carry Doom, it seems. Hey, but we saw difference from one move, Mirage Storm, Ember Spirit Storm matchup, and Mirage that matchup. Like he did very extremely well, one to one. And this time around he's doing also pretty well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he went 18-0-8 in that game, didn't he? He absolutely annihilated that mid lane.
Yeah, like
I'd forgotten.
billion galvanized stacks.
He had like 30 galvanized stacks or something. It was insane. Right, already off to a good start, as is the Lifestealer. Violent 14-3. Also harassing QBFY away from that small camp and away from the wave. But I guess QBFY also doing his job, trying to keep eyes off of Boom's Tiny. But as soon as they return to this 2v2 head-to-head lane matchup, Lifestealer, with the help of the Blood Grenade, forces Boom back to tower, but that good disruption saved the Tiny from dying. Sanctity not looking too bad in this mid lane anymore. Kind of dragging waves back to his tower, farming in relative safety.
Difference.
Yeah, just bot lane is like uninhabitable. Tiny has to go base, huh?
You know, we told you, Navi. Pick the Tiny when the Lifestealer is there.
Or just don't flex the Tiny to 3. And this could have been Tiny mid, like an off lane or something like that. If the draft was different, Milan, it would have been a different draft.
Exactly. No.
Let's TP mid. Disruption into Sanctity, missing the chains, and Mirage stands his ground, fights back with the Lich, nearly gets the kill. QBFY stays strong, and Mirage has the Fairy Fire as the real fire arrives. Phoenix from the back kills the Lich while Shadow Demon and Ember both survive.
You should have received Gareth. You asked for billion heroes mid.
There they are.
Before the first night, they all show up.
3v2. A little unfair. No Nyx Assassin there to help out the Radiant.
We were speaking about how Boom is suffering quite a bit, having to make shame, but Stevie Alberta he's not doing any better.
Now he died, had to go back to lane. Still being run at by this Phoenix and the Doom over and over again. Even farming behind enemy tower here. And in large part, this Nyx Assassin, not really a laning hero, right? He wants to be dragging waves, he wants to be killing creeps in the jungle. And so far, Na'Vi have done a great job at stopping him. Respect coming in here. Forces Kira to dive. Phoenix perfectly fine. And then Nyx is just killing little hill trolls. That's all he can do. And is that sentry blocking the large camp? Let's see in a second. Yeah, Maroon coming up. Sanctity going to zip down to the bottom spot and grab that active rune early on. And yeah, they have blocked that large camp with a sentry. All the little things Na'Vi are doing very well early on.
Tired of this Nyx just farming away, but I guess there's like a billion camps around the map I will go to and just zap the creeps.
Terrorblade finally gets to hit some creeps. Sat under his tower. You're not too far behind the Tiny now. A couple of last hits here and there. But Sanctity is making the first sweeping move across the map.
They're spotted and they need to respond somehow, but there's 4 heroes coming. 4 heroes villagers?
Fight around the Wisdom rune. I thought about fights around the active rune. But here's a Doom straight onto the Lich. They've got a stun that misses Sanctity. Wisdom rune's there. Alberca's going to go and take it as Storm zips in. Shad and Kaori dropping pretty low on the HP front as Alberca pops the wand but still dies. And Storm will zip back onto the Phoenix. Should net him a kill, but he's now out of mana. 12 wand charges to play with. Going back towards his tier 2 where Sanctity dived looking for Queasy, but the turnaround from him and Respect gets Storm a double kill. Unlocking the potential of this mid laner, killing a core, getting and defending your Wisdom rune.
This is a huge blunder by the having the tier 2 for the Snakes a minute half. This tier 2 like a 2 HP punch. Probably in the storm played it more safely, but he a little bit greedy and pays the price.
Liga try and give a bit of experience to this Nyx assassin mid. Great to get him a fast level 6. And a bit of poking onto Sanctity. He's not too afraid of anything on this map right now. And then you've also, with all the action up at top and into mid lane, the Lifestealer, top of the net worth at about 4,000, allowed to straight 1v1 this Tiny. It does mean that Boom gets a little more wiggle room, not being completely zoned out of lane by the Lifestealer and the Lich together.
A similar story you saw before from Boom. When he's against this Lifestealer, he tries to pull the waves, do some shenanigans, get what he can, like 1 to 1.5k disadvantage in mid 10. At this point, at least, he has the experience of this bad matchup, you know. They may be bad, they may have lost 2 games in this tournament, in this exact matchup, but at least he knows how to suffer in it.
This time he's not dying, right? He's 0-0-0. He's not involved in kills, but he's not dying. But it means this Tiny has Tread Soul Ring, and that means he's well on the way to Blink with 700 gold saved up. And Lifestealer with this phased double bracer, kind of a laning build, and does slow down that rushed Radiance a touch. But look at this from Na'Vi, already set up with some nice stacks for Boom to take. Now halfway to Blink.
Yeah, powerful Shadow Demon, always making these stacks, and it's a way to come back. Still, a long way to this Blink dagger.
Doom's got himself the drums now. Maxed out Scorched Earth as well. So if he sees this TB, he could potentially just run him down. As they also crack level 6 on Kaori. Would love to straight up use this Supernova in the next team fight. No real fighting over that top rune, just a Storm Spirit going to grab the regen. Looks like he's going to immediately use it here alongside the shield rune, farm through some of these stacks too. A slower period of the match. Both teams vying for those primary items. Blink Tiny we know and love. Storm Spirit wants this Orchid. Lifestealer wants that Radiance, and that all takes time.
Both teams kind of satisfied with the pace of the game. But with the Doom online and hours not taken, I think you might see Doom make a first move. But the big turnaround point is Nyx's low 6. We'll see how he uses it.
He's the one to set things up. Scout things out. Under a sentry. Dive from the Phoenix. Barely gets away, and Shad's there with the Doom straight on the Storm. A follow-through comes in from Boom. The damage is dealt, and Mirage dead. Now the Supernova trying to get this Lifestealer out of here, but the damage from Na'Vi substantial enough to bring down 2 cores plus the Nyx, while Alboka's Terrorblade kind of stuck here now. Can't run away, chased down by Boom and Shad, and a massive hold from Na'Vi on that tier 1 top.
Yeah, this is what we expected Na'Vi to do the last game too. The tier 1 exchange where they know how many heroes they need to bring, then they do the perfect job. 2 sentries behind the tower, wait for the Nyx, perfect dive, then Ember TP is in. That's a 4-man wipe for the side of Na'Vi. Dominant rune? Bring it if it's bottom.
Bottles the haste. The Lifestealer raging and infesting away from Boom and Shad. They try and catch the creep he's jumped into, but now they've spent the Tiny combo, and the turnaround is here from Mirage and Queasy to get Boom taken out. An optimistic play there from Na'Vi to try and kill the Lifestealer off, but now opening themselves up for retribution. QBFY, the second one to fall, and Liga, giving as good as they took in that top lane, just come straight down to bot, rebuff the efforts of Na'Vi, carve out a bit of map space for this Lifestealer to continue farming.
I was like, I'm looking at the icon of the Doom and I see is black. No, there's no Doom ready. Like, what are they trying to do against this lifestealer? Optimistic to say the least. Turns back to buy them. A little bit of a weird sequence for Navi. Without the Doom, without the Ember, can't do much. 13 minutes Glimmer Cape or that will help a bunch.
And now a Chain Frost bottom. Disruption saves the Tiny for now. The bounces will keep on coming though from that creep who stuck around. So Boom dead. And another swift move from Liga here to kill the Tiny and get this lifestealer off the ground. Now, how often do we talk about this? Lifestealer, top of the net worth, yes. But for the past 5-6 minutes, he's been running around with 3 grand in his backpack, not doing anything with it. Now he's got Relic. Soon he'll have Radiance. And then, what, minute 15? Lifestealer will be a true hero.
Is Doom going to be enough versus this lifestealer? Doesn't have to necessarily build Armlet. He will just skip it. Usually Sylvetune. Radiance time around, probably Radiance into SMY. Into something like Aghanims. So, I feel like
Do you ever go Lincolns?
eventually maybe.
But like 5th item or something.
I'm just trying to figure out what the 3rd item will be.
I like Ags. Hey, what is it usually like? Armlet, SMY, Ags, Basher. It's like the Ags Basher combo is always really good.
Dagger reveal from Tiny. And they threaten this lifestealer. He is so tanky. They need another hero.
He's got Infest.
All
He's got Rage. He's still got half HP after the jump. He sees the Doom coming. He tries to turn around to infest the creep after seeing Shad's arrival, but a good cut off by the Doom.
Overstaying is welcome in this bot lane. You know, that's what Nax wants to do. All the enemy heroes are missing. Maybe it's a little bit.
Yeah, with Boom showing up top to blow up the Terrorblade. Well set up by Sanctity. No time for TV to even react with a Sunder.
Look, Lich and the Storm setting up Orchid. Up on the board.
Ooh. They're scared. They know Na'Vi have the numbers there.
You just know that Shadow Demon save is there. Too much to find. The Orchid is nice, but Shadow Demon is around. Completely nullified.
Doesn't even want to deward the sentry. That's how important his positioning in the fog is right now. Radiant's Lifestealer. The Liga should be ready now. Infest inside of Queasy. Radiant's turned off to hide their position. The rune about to spawn. It's going to be up top. And they're still tracking back here towards the Ember Spirit while Tiny and Phoenix, they tried to blow up the Storm Spirit, but Mirage, he zips over the top looking at this Sanctity Ember to try and take him down. That Sunray barely keeping him alive. Now the Supernova in place on his high ground, causing issues for Liga. I mean, Ember Spirit must have been on 1 health or something there, so close to death. Na'Vi escaped by the skin of their teeth, and now they turn. Try and find this Respect Lich. I do get the takedown on him while Violence Lifestealer in the midst of things. 1v4, that's how it looks for this Lifestealer right now, because his Nyx is running, his Storm Spirit on the far right-hand side trying to escape, and they just get the takedown onto Violet. They miss the stun from Queasy on Boom's Tiny now, and Na'Vi running on all cylinders, somehow scraping away with a big victory.
Yeah, it was a massive team fight. And Orchid Radiance reveal just didn't amount to anything. Yes, you say Ember lives on 1 HP, but why does he live on 1 HP? It's because of the first the disruption and then this early Glimmer Cave from Phoenix. Kaori, perfect gameplay so far. Winning his lane, saving his mid laner, perfect play. It just proves to be too much. You know, you expected Liga, I expected Liga too, at least to trade something there. But just this defensive power of Navi support is too much to handle.
Just incredible. And now they've got their ultis back up. That was a fight without Doom, without this demonic purge. So as soon as Lifestealer shows up in his mid lane, he is doomed, caught, slowed up. burnt down. The Sunder, though, the save, the play from L1ga. Buy some time for Lifestealer to sprint away from danger. The toss forward, the finishing touch there from Boom. Storm Spirit has zipped in and immediately realizes he's going to zip out of there. Not much they can offer now. The Terrorblade and the Lich in serious trouble. Chain Frost bounces, but does very little. Not going to finish off even the Shadow Demon in the back. While Liga lose 3 again. Another team fight goes awry, and Na'Vi just stamping their mark on this game.
It just feels like we doubted this Boom tiny and how much impact he's gonna have, but maybe it's not much, but it's honest work, and what is most important, much more than the Stevie. The Stevie, he has same net worth as a position 5 Phoenix and still doesn't have pipe, which kind of makes him completely useless. Yes, there's a only delays the makes that they need to find a way to get his pipe and get a position 3 going in this game.
Eggs, they're really lacking the front line, the drive, the motor of their team right now. It's kind of missing. Nobody to step forward and pressure objectives, to break vision, to show things off. Right now, it's this queasy Nyx with a lot on his plate. He's got to be the one that's the infest bomb. He's got to be the one that's scouting out enemies. The Nyx Assassin is the enabler for both Storm and Lifestealer here to find the Shadow Demon, to find pickoffs. But instead, it's Na'Vi using vision to their advantage, seeing the Storm, getting the jump, and Chain reacting this move into another one. If they could find the catch on TB, but L1ga gets back behind his tier 2. Lich still yet could die. On the run into the tree line here. Respect. Probably going to try and TP home in a moment. Just narrowly avoids the scan, but then walks back into it and meets QBFY. Disruption from the high ground right on the doorstep of Roshan. Kill on the Lich here. An easy one for Na'Vi.
Now he seems to be in a bolt. It doesn't plan on stopping rolling any soon. Like, now you got this DB hype. Can you really gather in 5v5 versus Na'Vi lineup?
Look at Kaori. He knows the Lifestealer was there. Oh, they just missed him. Finds a way through the fog, dodges the avalanche, and then rage TPs down bot. A good escape from him at least.
Easy sees this sentry ward die in his eyes, so think twice before making a step forward here.
But yeah, now we've got to come back to this Storm Spirit with this Orchid purchase, right? Orchid is that investment into aggression. You'd love to go and get pickoff after pickoff, hunt people down, use this Lifestealer to your advantage. But Storm Spirit has spent time, effort, money farming into Orchid and then not really got too much use out of it.
It's just night and day difference.
Stunned by the avalanche. He does Sunder Shad. One hit. Whoa! Ooh, that's worth it. Big value for L1ga. 919 gold.
There is no minimum health threshold for sundered enemies. He literally sundered him on 1 HP. He sundered one-shotted the Zoom. Oh, that was a crazy sequence.
Oh, 1 HP is as good as 0 HP when damage is flying towards you. And now Liga chained that into another kill. Losing their Nyx Assassin though. Boom is going to strike back with a vengeance. But Mirage already TPing out.
Being in such a losing position like Liga, every 1-for-1 trade is going to favor you probably. So, finding a little bit breath of fresh air. But don't forget Na'Vi versus 9 Pandas when they had the life steal. Games look sort of similar at this point, like 6 to 9k lead for Na'Vi, and then after the first Aegis was claimed, it kind of all crumbled. So.
Yeah, it's like Lifestealer's timing is a kind of weird, right? Like he, even without the relic, he's kind of strong in lane, strong in that early portion of the game. Then he's weak when he's waiting for the relic and the radiance to be finished. Then he gets that, and he's stronger, but not at his strongest. It's like when Lifestealer has these 3 or 4 items, he becomes not necessarily a super late game menace, but it's that between mid and late game, he is an incredible force. You can't kill him. He 1v5s you. You don't have enough magic damage to burst him pre-rage. You don't have enough debuff immunity control to take him down either. Right now, kind of relying on a Doom or a bit of control just to zone him out of the fight. Right now, Queasy, again, in Vendetta, scouting people out. Not really in a position on his own to kill anybody. Just going to see where Navi are hanging out. I had the Lich nearby. Maybe could have made an attempt.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But even the Lich were kind of waiting for him to hit his stride as well. He's miles away from the Lich Assassin with the Shard and the Blink. But he might get that Shard soon. Kind of classic period of the game, waiting for BKBs for a number of these cores.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bad.
Respect.
Catch respect.
Found him. Easy pickings in
0,
that
5,
tree
and
line.
2 on this Lich. Respect is really having a rough one.
Radiant's
And this
bottom
Frost
tower is
Assassin,
under attack.
at least in the games that two of us did, has always kind of struggled. Like he's bottom of the network and is just kind of grasping for this shard.
Yeah, kind of just food on the map for anybody that finds him. Now, on the flip side, I caught a glimpse of the KDAs of Navi's supports, and they're like 3-3 and 14 or something. 3-2 and 13, 2-1 and 14, having a great time on Shadow Demon and Phoenix. And playing from the fog, getting a lot of assists, and getting the items they need.
It's going to be the Axe next for lifesteal after this SNY. But before that, we'll see Shad
Radiant
trying to
are
find him.
scanning.
Violent has scanned in front of him, thinking it's safe up here.
He rage TP'd like 5 times so far. Will it be the 6th one?
All right, now he's doomed up, so he's just trying to do it the old-fashioned way and run away. In comes Boom, though, to finish the job, and Terrorblade, I think he wanted to come to sunder his teammate. Instead, going to try and sunder and kill Boom, gets the kill on the Tiny. That's a streak he's taken, but still 2 cores for the price of 1.
Could have been worse. And still finding some sort of hit back with this TV, with this Thunder. Kind of funny in the bottom lane. Baiting? What are you doing?
It's farming Dagon levels. Farming Blink.
Usually he goes Blink first and then upgrades the Dagon.
Is under attack.
Na'Vi, 10k up, and yeah, they're in the driving seat this game. It feels like they're reasonably comfortable. Is there a period of the game where things get scary? Like, is Liga a better late game draft here against Na'Vi? You think they can go toe-to-toe if we go 40 minutes?
Dire's bottom tower
On an even footing, maybe, but I think it's just gonna come to execution if they can find these pickoffs with the Nyx, with the Storm. 5v5, it still feels like they will struggle.
Fighting into Supernova and Doom.
Oh,
Shad. Invis. There's a Sinister Gaze to stop him charging forward, and the Avalanche toss combo on the Storm. Mirage still healthy enough to BKB and zip forward to kill off Shad. And now this prime position for the lifesteal to start munching on people. Boom has to BKB and run. Na'Vi have lost their carry, and they're being run down here. Sanctity pretty low on resources, backs up, protects the Tiny on his retreat. And Na'Vi going to be happy they only lost the Doom there.
looked really bad for Liga when they started being caught, but with Auto Doom on cooldown, there's not much support in this lifestealer. Once he comes, everybody is on retreat. So much of reminding me of the 9 Pandas Navi game, this lifestealer. Slowly but surely getting to these timings that we talked about. Easy gets spotted. Careful.
Dire are scanning.
Shadow Demon just standing next to a sentry. Wait and see who's
alive.
coming.
top lane.
Scanning as well.
Chad makes a TP. Doom is off cooldown. He sees you.
Deja vu again. Like, Violent has scanned right in front of himself, but they still get that toss back into Doom.
Perfect execution. There's no way you press any buttons while you're flying as a lifestealer. When Tiny tosses you, you cannot use any buttons until you hit the ground. Yeah, perfect execution.
Queasy gonna steal the Wisdom Rune here. But surrounded by Na'Vi as they even bring the Tiny down to secure the kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fantasy. Oh, he's walked right into that. Wasn't expecting to meet a brick wall of Lich Storm and Terrorblade right in front of him in that mid lane.
The Lich power, the instant lockdown. He didn't expect them, but definitely Liga was looking for this Ember to come. They were ready to punish a few good moves by them. Yes, they lose the lifestealer, but they're 10k down and they're getting the one Doom kill, one Ember kill. They're finding the openings they need. Oh.
It's
Take another smoke. No Doom. For a while still. Need to use this timing.
And again, one team is leading. One team has, the director role. They're saying, we fight here, you react, you meet us, you match us. Okay, but we're winning, we're leading, we have 8k, we're Na'Vi. But it still feels close. This feels like any team fight, this team fight around Roshan could decide the next 10 minutes of play. And seeing that Ember Spirit is a big deal here for the Nyx and the Storm if they could just find the move. But there's the Tiny and the Doom right on top of Storm. Mirage going to get his BKB and zip off though, focusing the Phoenix, but that disruption is going to save him. So Kaori kept alive and still has that Supernova as Na'Vi kill the Nyx and pivot towards the Roche Pit. Searing Chains on the Terrorblade. Tiny moves in with the Avalanche as well. Lifestealer thinking about joining in, but that Supernova Sunray is going to be super annoying. Damage galore onto L1ga, and Na'Vi secure the Roche Pit. The Doom on this Lifestealer is problematic for Liga as well. The Lich is going to try and hold the line here. Get Violent away from danger alongside Mirage's Storm Spirit. So Na'Vi with, again, his dictated move. Get 3 kills, secure that area around the Roche Pit. As Liga tried something sneaky.
Yeah, Liga makes a risky move of trying to go for this rush 40 seconds before the daytime, before he switches the houses, but Na'Vi makes a heads up read and doesn't allow them, reads them completely. And that's what we expect from Na'Vi. That's what we saw them in their first and second series, like making these good team moves, and now in this mid game proving they have what it takes. Like, use the advantage from the laning stage, or use the advantage from the early game. Kind of complement the story.
It's so wild. Storm Spirit in one game can have, 30 galvanized stacks, and another game he's got 8.
It was,
or 11, sorry.
It was 35 that game. Like, he had 0 deaths, he had everything. This game, his lowest farm core. He's soon to be overtaken by this Kaori Phoenix, and Kaori Phoenix soon to have hacks.
That's scary. And now we really have to think about Lincoln Spheres for some of these heroes. A Lifestealer, Storm Spirit needs some protection. So we've got Blink on Shadow Demon as well, adding range to his arsenal of abilities. Super long range save or initiation. You can keep up with the Tiny when he's blinking around with Ember Spirit's mobility too.
I'm in smoke. Shard and Ember Hex on Kaori. I think it's ready. They want to make a big reveal. They want to get a big boy.
Storm Spirit just bottled up an Arcane Rune. Nyx Assassin, he was in position to break the smoke and reveal them, but Shad took a different angle to the rest of his team. Finds the opening on Storm, who's now dead for a minute. But what's next for Na'Vi? Is it like push mid and top? Do we go Roshan from here?
They don't have the best Roshan lineup. I mean, they have the Shadow Demon, but overall, I think they're too far from it. They're gonna waste a lot of time, so they're just gonna try to catch whoever they can on the map. Easy will try to do the same.
No, the Infest bomb. Have they got the control? No, they do not. Makes
The bottom
Assassin
lane.
the only stun they had. All respect down at bottom. Sun Raid. Okay, already picks up a kill.
This Phoenix is a core. This ain't no +5, brother. This is a core player. Going for the refresher neck. Holy moly. I mean, this is exact one-on-one example why we see so many first phase bans of Phoenix against Na'Vi.
Oh, Shad and Boom making a play top. Violence going to turn around here. And forces the BKB out of the Tiny. Shad thinking about continuing on the Terrorblade, but this Metamorphosis causing some issues with the Infest inside of him. They get the kill on Shad Doom. Meanwhile, QBFY in the back lines zipped on, finished off, and a catch on Kaori as Queasy gets the carapace to stop the dive away. A triple kill from an offlane Terrorblade who has had 33 minutes of misery. L1ga suddenly a smile on his face as he gets to play Dota 2 on the doorstep of the enemy base. Liga have found Milan the moment. That one moment in Dota where they swing the game, turn it on its head.
What the hell? This Snakes died like multiple times. Yes, he died to a Doom. But when you don't have a Doom, he's just gonna eat you alive. He eats the strength heroes. He's a beast. Look at him, and 15k down, 16k down. They're gonna take the Rex.
They're taking the first lane of barracks. Where's the Grieval laughter now? There it is. What a game. Oh man, Dota 2 is so funny sometimes.
Of course, they're gonna get the AD rune on bot too.
Yeah, of course. And then
Fortune
Roshan is
favors
Dire
Brave. Yeah, fortune favors the brave, but how is Rags down, whatnot? I still think Na'Vi has the advantage with the Doom. They just need to start farther on their own. They cannot go one by one.
Maybe next time they have buybacks, you know. I mean, Doom definitely cannot walk into Terrorblade Metamorphosis like that.
He just got eaten alive, you know. The Snake was like, wait, what? The Doom is on cooldown. What are you doing? He just infested him and killed him.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have Skadi soon on TB. This Infest definitely annoying. But here's the Radiant team. Liga playing up to top left corner. Dire side, nighttime Roshan. Top left corner feels pretty nice for them just to swoop up here and take it. Na'Vi are smoked, trying to reposition and get across the map.
Biggest counter to Doom is the Aegis. So Lifestealer gets it. I don't think they'll be afraid to fight. Maybe Mirage takes it. We'll see. Na'Vi definitely wants to contest this.
They still want to fight here. This terrain is pretty good for them with that Supernova ready. They just need a glimpse of vision to spot their targets. And that dive maybe helps them. They see the Storm and the Terrorblade. And in jumps the Tiny, straight towards L1ga. They've got the dive in the back, though. The save with the disruption keeps the Phoenix alive. Now the zip back across. You've got to defend this lifesteal because he's just dying through the Doom. The Sunder is there. Buys a bit of time as the Supernova Sunray combo comes across onto Mirage. And the lifesteal is dead. While the Storm, yes, is alive with Aegis in hand. But Liga get run over by Na'Vi. And this is why you were saying that maybe they give that life to the Aegis, because yes, Storm, one of the best Aegis carries in the game, comes back alive with full resources, but he can't do anything alone. He's got the zip all the way back home.
I really hope they would have given Lifestealer the Aegis, because Storm can kind of avoid being doomed, you know, with BKB zipping around. But Lifestealer, if he wants to do the damage in the fight, he's definitely getting doomed. And they pay the price. I mean, unfortunately for Liga, but
Navi's turn to laugh now.
Grievous laugh. I mean, Na'Vi just, once again, after the rush, like choosing the perfect position, placing the vision, and just Aegis or not, the vision and positioning is the one that dictates who wins the fight.
And then the save from Shadow Demon on that Phoenix. You know, Storm Spirit sees an angle, tries to kill the Phoenix off, so no Hex, no Supernova, no Sunray would have been great. Shadow Demon was there to save him with the bubble. Mirage looking down on QBFY right now. Let's him take the bounty rune. That does zip back into a scan though.
Yeah. That's the biggest problem for Liga. Like, there's just this burst potential from Storm, from Nyx. It's just not there because of the multiple of saves. Like, they need to kind of find Na'Vi off guard, kind of pick them apart. If it's a straight up 5v5, there's always going to be a Doom on Lifestealer. There's always going to be Egg. It's just going to be too hard to battle through, Thunder or not. We need to find a more, in a way, unfair fight, if you get what I mean.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's like Nyx in a nutshell, right? They need to utilize this Nyx with the Storm to find a pick off on a hero in the fog, someone who's not prepared. But instead, it's Shad running straight in to Doom the Lifestealer, chasing this Nyx Assassin with this Bloodthorn out of the Doom, doing tremendous damage to finish him off with Sanctity's Sleight of Fist.
No buyback on Nyx, but at least there is not going to be a Doom for a while. It's not too bad of a trade.
Sinister Gaze, Chain Frost, and the Spire there in towards Boom's Tiny. Storm and Lifestealer start the damage working on him, but the BKB's up and Boom gets a bit of distance. Storm sips a little deeper, but the Supernova now causing issues. Violent can't go and finish it off, and the Terrorblade's got the backup as well. Mirage pretty much out of resources, while the Storm tries to get away from Sanctity. The Terrorblade and Lifestealer have zoned away the rest of Na'Vi. So Nyx the one to die. A lot of poking and posturing there as everyone expends all their ultis and BKBs. But in the end, it is Liga team who defend their base.
Looked very scary for a moment for Mirage. He's gonna die, but as soon as he heals, Nyx respawns. Need to try and keep trying to find these pickoffs while Doom is on cooldown. This curve points off. Oh, 40-minute rune. Big case for Ember. Maybe an AD rune, maybe Arcane rune. They need something to tip the odds in their favor on Liga.
Yeah, Storm Arcane would be big. Just like Lifestealer not getting doomed would be big, you know? Having a Lincoln Sphere or something would help out tremendously.
You cannot be doomed while doing faster. Maybe the way is to try to find a fight where you go onto this Doom, start on him once he pops BKB, infest him. Like, they need to change something, because, you know, doing the same fights again and again will result in Na'Vi winning, and they're doing a 4-man smoke.
Shad has definitely done a good job in not dooming anyone else.
No, barely missing this Boom Tiny.
Like, it's pretty easy for Shad just to be like, oh, I could doom the Terrorblade or the Nyx, but he is literally holding it for Lifestealer every fight. He knows. Lifestealer doom, fight easy. Look at Dust. I thought something was coming, but it's the Nyx and Storm who come in this delayed attack to kill off QBFY. No buyback on Shadow Demon, and this Phoenix forced to Supernova defensively. Both Na'Vi supports dead.
That was a crazy jump. I got caught off guard a minute. I don't know how they were. I lost my focus. All I saw that they'd Storm and Nyx jumped the high ground. Somehow they had vision there, and they just killed both supports for nothing.
Yeah, I blinked, and all of a sudden, like, why did Shadow Demon dust? And like, then all of a sudden, Storm and Nyx were on top of them. I do have Radiant High Ground Vision in that area. But a great jump gets them a couple of kills, and now they're back up to high ground. I mean, yet again, against the flow of play, right? During this game, Na'Vi have been the ones domineering the match, controlling everything. but it's Liga who are the ones in position to get a kill and on the doorstep of their opponents make a play to high ground to now maybe transfer this into a kill on Tiny, but Shad is here with a Doom. They've swung things back, silencing and killing the Storm. Respected as well as Sanctity zips forward looking for L1ga. The TB gets back to base just in the nick of time.
Buyback from Phoenix, but well worth it. Easy, easy. Cannot do it on his own. Just TP out.
BKB lifestealer.
You just need to live through this 50-second period. While Storm is dead and they can make move of their own.
Oh, Refresher Doom. So BKB, TB, and lifestealer. What? Why BKB on both over a Lincoln's on one of them?
There's a, you know, Lincoln is not really an answer to Doom anymore because there's like opposite to the BKB. And
I just like there's Hex as well.
I would like, oh, hold it up.
Yeah, they're in. Onto the Shadow Demon, but they've got their Refresher Doom to go on the Lifestealer. It looks like Violent is able to get back to high ground and away from danger for now. And pops his BKB, survives through the rest of it. And that was kind of a defensive Supernova used. Lifestealer now is able to step forward and maybe get a catch onto someone. Sanctity, he's got a BKB TP while the Tiny has just walked away. And again, a situation where everyone spends everything and just a support dies. A great disengage from both these teams. The ability to fight back and forth, poking at people, looking for the targets, really put on a show here between Liga and Na'Vi.
Yeah, both teams have great understanding of when to actually pull the plug, you know, and get out of the fight. Like understanding that this BKB Lifestealer will allow him to live through the Doom, and once it's over, Storm is respawning, you have to get about. But the BKB on Queasy is just like, it's a big thing. This Nyx was a nuisance, especially for Phoenix and Shadow Demon. So killing him again would be a big advantage for Na'Vi.
Hunting right now on the dire side of the map, but doesn't see anybody. And we know Roshan is alive in about 30 seconds. Nighttime just hits. So top left corner is where we're going to be looking at for the next big fight.
Yeah, Na'Vi. Rush. Na'Vi knows. They smoke.
Yep. So what is it? 30 seconds for Doom. Supernova can't be that far away either. 20 seconds away. And boom. Just walks up high ground. Immediate rage and run from the Lifestealer. We can see how Liga feel about engaging in that fight. They say, no, not yet. Storm is in the fountain. Storm is regenning. So it's Na'Vi who get to position themselves around the pit first. They'll get the vision advantage. They'll get to hold the terrain.
But the last rush, it was the Storm Spirit, so will not roar, as you always mention. And 5-man smoke from Liga. Arcane Rune Storm. Is this the fight?
This could be it. This is the big one, for sure. Roshan already started by Na'Vi. Liga coming in from the east.
0 buyback
Slowly
to Na'Vi.
Making their way in here. And yeah, 3 buybacks on Liga. Roshan only half health. They've not finished it off in time, and they're backed into a corner, scouted by a TB illusion. They dust to try and find the Nyx assassin, but Queasy realized that's happened, backs away from the area with the dust floating in it. Now they swap positions, basically. Na'Vi are the ones in the pit. It roars this time. Drops below half. Indicates to Na'Vi that they were in the pit a second ago. Violent, he's stuck around, though. Look at that Ember Spirit. Well, we got caught on the Twin Gate for a second there. A little spooky from Sanctity. But these remnants allow him to go pretty deep behind enemy lines, scouting, giving vision over the opponents as Shad, Invis hiding, moves in. Doomed up the Terrorblade there as the Supernova and Sunray burn the TB down. In the back, the Storm Spirit is trying to find some way to enter the fight. Can't quite get a latch onto a target, so it's going to be TB dead and a buyback used. That's Na'Vi now with a few resources expended, though. No Supernova anymore. They're going to track back and deal with the next assassin. A double kill for Boom. But in comes the Storm and Lifestealer now. It's time to munch away at the Shadow Demon and Phoenix. Triple kill for Boom, though, as this Tiny unloads the damage, and Storm Spirit very low on resources, struggling to stand his ground and fight. Well, Lifestealer's dead. An Ultra kill for Boom. The Tiny going to work. Terrorblade, who brought back here, is now stranded. Asunder maybe gets a kill on Shad here. A double kill for TB, but he's dead.
Almost a rampage for this Boom Tiny. I mean, it's just the Dire have such advantage fighting here. There's a buyback on Tiny, on Lifestealer. There's a buyback on Storm, but you cannot use it to come back here to the fight. And at the end of the day, that's what tips the scale. That's what's gonna give the Na'Vi the win on this fight and win over this Aghanim's blessings from the Rosh. Big victory. Gonna have it.
It's just such an incredible situation where Boom Tiny has gone from, you know, being a burden of a hero against the Lifestealer in lane in several of these past games. But when it matters, Na'Vi show that they can play their way out of difficult situations.
53 and 20 on this Tiny versus the Lifestealer is definitely respectable showing. MVP so far. Can they finish it though? 15 seconds on both Lifestealer and Storm. They will most definitely not use buybacks. Need to find a way. Get on this Shadow Demon. No buyback on him. Still opportunities for Liga.
3 lanes approaching this Radiant base though. And Boom's killed off the tier 3. Na'Vi gonna have everyone alive in a matter of seconds now. As they start with a disruption, some chains thrown to this Lifestealer. And Boom just, you know what, 3 hits the range racks down, looks at the melee racks. And Frost Shield delays the inevitable. And another full lane for Na'Vi taken. This is how bold they can be. No, Terrorblade's dead for another 5 seconds. Na'Vi bring everyone in here to sit behind Boom, who's incredibly tanky right now. Doesn't seem to care all that much about a Lifestealer infested inside of him. And this Lifestealer who infested, BKB is now running away as he's been doomed up. And this Supernova well placed. Sunray burning them down. They've got to focus the egg, and they do get the kill, but losing a lot in the trade. Lifestealer has had to buy back. Boom slowed by the Skadi, finished off by the TB and Lifestealer. But the Refresher, Shad, thinking about the turnaround secondary Doom play as Ember Spirit deals with the next assassin further south. Lifestealer, yes, doomed again, but a toss up. The Sunder onto Shad. They're going to get the kill on the Doom as the buybacks come out. A flurry of movement from Mirage and Violent. Still though, Na'Vi holding with his Ember Spirit and Tiny. The bash, the control, Boom turns, tosses and kills the Lifestealer a second time. Dead for 2 minutes, and it is Storm against the world. 1v4. Shad. Some all-chat flame there as Na'Vi coming back in the series on the verge of winning game 2, forced the GG out of Liga, taking it to game 3.
Looking forward for this game 3, man. After the easy bot all chat, now a lot of online elimination game, BO1 to see who else. I think they played all the mini games and mind games, and that's gonna work out.
It's just a funny spot to be in. A bait and switch in the draft. I mean, Na'Vi through the series, you know, pulling out a Wraith King, defeating a Lifestealer with a Tiny, and now another carry Doom. 2 games in a row. Very exciting. I'm a little worried about Respect on this Undying. Laning into double ranged heroes. Laning into, what, Phoenix Shadow Demon. Is there a world in which you put like Undying top instead?
There is, but I don't think they will do it. I think he will find a way to have impact. I think it's annoying to have 2 range heroes against you, but he's a really good Undying. He had a really good showing that upper bracket game. And I like the Na'Vi draft, I like the shenanigans, but still, Liga has a really stable draft too. You know? A lot of good stuff, and they're gonna make a late smoke versus late smoke.
Yeah, I mean, Liga have got this first pick puck for a reason. Mirage is probably going to show us exactly why. And Enigma has been one of these kind of sleeper heroes that pops up at the end of the draft, and you're like, oh shit, we forgot about him. We banned the Beastmaster and the Lycan, but now we have to deal with another summons hero in lane. And the pressure he brings through that early portion of the game.
3 rooms for Dire, yeah? Or he was afraid. He is waiting melded there.
Oh, yeah?
Better safe than sorry, you know.
That's fine.
'Cause you're a Shadow Demon. You have 3 armor. If you come in close and you get double melded, you're just like, you don't exist in lane anymore.
No, you're done for. And you've only got 3 tangos. So he got himself a high ground ward, watching over whatever Undying gets up to. In this mid lane, Puck against Monkey King. So Monkey with that reach, looking for the early CS and denies as a melee hero, has that slight advantage. And Puck's going to get hammered by these boundless strikes non-stop.
This is the key factor for me. Sanctity versus Mirage. This Puck versus Monkey matchup. Can Monkey deliver? And he put up and dictate the tempo, you know, win his lane and then go dominate the side lanes too. It's a very execution based thing.
Are we going to see the classic 3v3 mid again?
I think not as much. I think we may see more of a side lane rotations.
Mm. And both of them can move pretty quickly out of that mid lane. Up top already, a good start from Enigma. 5 and 3. And Doom getting last hits where he can. Always going to be a struggle with the Eidolons harassing you and denying back. In early days, TA not doing too poorly, but already going to start to see this Phoenix and Shadow Demon stacking damage up, burning through her. And QBFY even coming in here to body block the small camp. Runs away with his boots as well.
Oh, 100 per no.
Yeah, boots first, Shadow Demon.
Kind of necessity versus the Undying.
Just get the distance and run away. Like, Phoenix has dive. You've got boots. There's no real target down bottom anymore for the TA Undying. Monkey mid gets his Jingu up. Having a solid time in there. Gets a couple of denies to his name. Got a pretty tight laning stage so far. No real massive advantage until top lane, where the Scorched Earth and the damage from Shadow Shaman nearly kills off Queasy.
Perfect path. I think any other step he hits the deck and feeds the first blood, but lucky to survive there.
Just scraped it away. Still trying to play this lane on very low HP though. And try and get a pull across. Blocked out by Kiori. Mana aura from the Doom. A little bit of a boost to this lane. I'll allow the Shadow Shaman to get maybe another spell cast. They do stun this Doom under the Eidolons. Shad has stepped forward quite eagerly to get some damage onto this Enigma, but he's going to pay for it. And for going from a situation where you almost lose your Lion as first blood to getting first blood on the enemy carry. Big swing for Liga in that lane.
That's the lane I was worried the most about. They chase this Lion. They let Enigma a little bit of a soul XP. He gets low 3, low 2 Eidolons, and they are really strong. If not respected, they land them a first blood. Wow. Having a very good start into this game, and we saw the Enigma previously too for L1ga against one move, and he kind of dominated from the start to the end of the game.
Just through map presence, right? Enigma's a very good hero at building up these auras, taking a portion of the map. God, this puck taking a hammering. But yeah, and then kind of asking the question of, are you going to come and deal with me, or am I going to kill all your towers? You go to his lane, and he's got Black Hole and backup, and turns into a team fight. He kind of transfers pressure into map space, into a battlefield, very, very smoothly. Every time I look mid lane, it's Monkey King running at puck, dealing some good damage, keeping the puck at bay, allowing the Monkey King just to be ever so slightly ahead in last hits and denies. But a reasonably quiet opening 5 minutes here. And again, it's a situation, right, where we are lower bracket elimination time. Nobody wants to make these crazy early moves or anything super fruity. Just very standard. Farm things up, hold your side lanes. And a move through the twin gate here. For the first time in a long time, not scouted until Respect puts an observer board on Kaori's head.
You know, but still, I just want to annoy this TA. His bottom lane didn't went as well as they expected. TA kind of got everything she wanted out of it. 6-minute rune. I said maybe not so many rotation, but there's a lot of heroes mid. There's 6 heroes mid.
Right, they really want to shut down Mirage, it looks like. Stop him from getting any early momentum. But yeah, I guess that bottom lane is just Undying things, right? Undying puts his body on the line, protects the TA, so TA is not super bothered. Gets a good amount of farm going. Puck really the one who has suffered the most. Gets first picked and gets, you know, kind of countered. That is what you expect. Slow and steady is the name of the game. I'm still yet to see one of these mid laners swing out into side lanes to maybe get some use out of their ultis.
Undying, making a way for the Wisdom Moon. Thought he may try to use the gates, but it's gonna threaten. Maybe, you know, sometimes Shadow Demons, instead of going for the rune instantly, they try to stack the triangle and then go. So, if he blunders, but not this time. And Kaori just, you know, being a nuisance. Just like, hello, but there's a monkey. Goes by 4 heroes on this bottom lane.
Dire Vision sees the creep camp. And now the Monkey King, with the help of the Shadow Shaman, got plenty of control over the TA. And Reveal is already there with the sentry placed. And they see straight through the meld and get Sanctity a kill on the enemy carry. And this should unlock a bit of pressure on the tier 1, but Respect has done a good job holding out, at least for now. And now TPing away, gets back to Fountain.
Perfect timing. Almost level 6 at minute 8. EA, you know, she struggled a little bit later down the lane. Like, as soon as like minute 4 hit, she's level 4, she's like, I leave the lane. And that means this Undying gets so much to play with. Oh. How he uses it. I wonder if they're gonna make a move for this top tower. You know, Enigma is their strongest hero. It's hard to play with Puck, it's hard to play with the TA. They just want to kind of catch up, both of them, but Enigma, he wants people to play with him.
And we're still playing this kind of hand-holdy buddy system, where Undying is still playing towards that twin gate bottom, putting his body in front of the TA. Bottom jungle is there for Violent to farm, and the tier 1 still being around half HP. A decent spot for Respect to sit in. Tries to break the monkey down from the trees, but he'll lose his tombstone and likely his life down here. Respect making a lot of noise. Throws his body into the meat grinder. And in the meantime, a Doom up on the Enigma top. Gets run down here by the Doom and the Shadow Shaman. With the Monkey King's Boundless Strike, they've got the damage to finish him off. There was the chance for a turnaround Black Hole there with Puck arriving. But even Kaori is going to survive the coil. Na'Vi, they come in, they get another kill, and they're away scot-free. This Monkey King still chasing the Puck even. It does have Waiting Rift and Illusory Orb. Trying to bait this Monkey King under tower to fight back with the Undying.
Flash Golem.
Respect that level 6 Undying, getting on top of Sanctity here, not allowing him to get the Jingu stacks going, turning and fighting, punching back. He's got Jingu now, but it's far too late. Beautifully done by Liga. Mirage and Respect playing in tandem there.
Perfectly baited. I mean, actually, the Undying innate ability coming into play, he respawned instantly. I'm not sure if he figured out it keeps happening. I don't know why. I think it's just beyond Dota's player mechanics. Like it's
the insta respawn.
Yeah, it's just like my brain cannot comprehend it. Yeah, there's an Aegis or things like that buyback, but this instant respawn that never has been in the game. It's hard to remember.
The only time it's been in the game was when we had respawn talents and the Bloodstone Lina patch was in effect. And then, back then, I remember players also do like a mid Lina would die with Bloodstone, respawn instantly, and you would see them sitting in Fountain for like 5 seconds, not realize how quick it is.
That's I think what's called repressed memory. Like
I'm not surprised.
My God. Like,
I remember everything, and it pains me. I remember Juggernaut Troll Sniper patch. I remember freaking Bloodstone Lina respawn talent patch. I remember GPM talent. Man, Dota has come a long way. Be thankful for where we are and where we've come from.
I agree. Meanwhile, Navi's making an invasion. He's set up some vision.
There's some big stacks here on the Radiant Ancients. Pinged out by the Shadow Shaman, who's still smoked and wants to make a play up there. But yeah, in modern day Dota, we just have to care about Dragon Knight carry. That's the monster of our current patch. Well, no invasion. That means TA can clear through the large camp at the very least. If not the Ancients as well. But a smoke is coming. Na'Vi have decided it is now their time to strike with Doom and Supernova ready. They charge forward, scout Respect, but a high ground Tombstone slows them a little bit here. They're trying to deal with it, and the Tombstone's dead, but a Coil and Waning Rift in the back. Puck has found an opening, but the Supernova is out, and Enigma is a little late to the party, doomed up and doesn't get the black hole. So Shad, with the rest of his team, marching forward and looking at this TA and Enigma potentially as targets. Can't quite get the gap closed, and now the line of the puck come back in. Round 2 of fighting. Eidolon's get a double kill. Alberca's picking up kills left and right. Monkey King with Wukong's command, trying to deal with Queasy, and he's dead. Lion down with the bouncer strike out. This TA is in trouble, and a double kill's there for Shad. The turn on turn, swing into swing. Alberca's about to die as they dive tier 3s. Another orb from the puck, trying to get Mirage to re-enter this fight. Doesn't get baited in, though. And Na'Vi, I mean, they come out the victors here, playing aggressively into enemy Ancients, getting kills and forcing Liga to react.
What a boundless strike by Monkey King. I mean, as and Sanctity transitioned his good laning phase to the mid game, and boy did he answer. He just 5-man invasion of enemy triangle. Doing everybody perfect usage of their spells. Na'Vi hitting all the right buttons.
Yeah, Mirage's Puck the only one to die, and that's because he never really entered the fight. Puck was 1,000 range away, just throwing orbs, trying to chip away at people, looking for a moment to go in. But Na'Vi, that 5-man group up from high ground, holding terrain, good placement of the Supernova, good targeting of the Tombstone early on, just removed any chance Liga had of fighting there. And now, our 2k lead, couple of kills ahead. Na'Vi haven't lost any towers yet, which is pretty important against this Enigma, against this Puck. And Kaori down at bottom. Serpent Wards and Shackles to kill off Queasy. Mirage has come in, trying to get a trade with a Coil and the Finger of Death. They'll nearly kill Kaori. Hang on a second. Is he alive? See the Serenity healing him. The turn on the Puck and a double kill for the Shadow Shaman. Clucking hell.
This innate ability of the Shaman, I don't know. We just sometimes just whole play is just we just discussed. We had a similar discussion. Just imagine we repeated everything we said a minute ago. It's the same.
Nasty stuff. That poor Puck though. You bring Shadow Shaman to like 1 HP, he turns into what, 5 chickens. Can't find the real one.
Radiant's middle tower is
And that 2k lead goes to 4k. Na'Vi get to take that bottom part of the map. And
So
Liga
far,
not...
so good for Navi. They're doing everything as planned. You know, it's gonna be.
Dire's top tower.
I think
has
if they
been
can
destroyed.
transition to even more advantage, you know, if they can use these big ultimates again and again, you know, Doom and Supernova, but you know, it's about Liga now. Like they need to strike back. They need to start playing around this Enigma, around the traps, because it was all Navi making the moves in the first 15 minutes of the game, basically.
They need some kind of rhythm, right? Some way to move to the enemy side of the map. Some way to set a trap and bait Na'Vi in. And it's been quiet from this Puck and TA. They are heroes that can scale. But yeah, I think you're spot on that they need, like, playing through your offlaner is so important now. You know, Beastmaster, Enigma, Primal Beast, whoever it is. Phoenix in this case. And Na'Vi playing through Boom in that bottom lane, then up into the Ancients with his Supernova. We've yet to see a black hole from L1ga. He gets doomed every single time. So this Blink Dagger reveal could be big for him.
Yes, but also before the BKB, there's like 10 different ways to cancel it. And he opted for Natus, which is not what he did the last time, and now he's switching to Pipe.
Dire's top
And
tower.
shows the Liga
Like
status
mentality.
of this, mentality, status in this game. Like they're just not sure. They'll over the pace. Like what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to farm it out? Are we supposed to invade? So they're doing a little bit of everything.
So it's like right now we don't have the answer to Na'Vi. We're going to let the waves wash over us for a little bit. Weather the storm and then come back around to this question in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but it's not
Dire's bottom
necessarily that they have the better scaling. I actually favored the Doom Phoenix scaling with the Shaman into the late game over this Enigma Puck. One at some point of the late game. Ooh, was it actually?
Gets stunned midair. Turned into a froggy. Queasy still going to get hunted down. The strength of this Monkey King just leaping across the canopy. Gets Sanctity another kill. And they've also got Doom on the Puck. But did they come to the Twin Gate? It feels like Shad just tunnels underground, digs his way, and finds a way to get behind enemies. I don't know how him and Kaori do it every single time, but there's always this move where Shad is there dooming someone we didn't expect.
I mean, he's been showing up on this Doom. It's like he has the Doom usage. Last game was perfect, and this game was every single one was pretty much a nail in the coffin. And
Radiant's bottom
Navi continuing to dominate this map, and this wars, but this is the Liga's territory. If you don't defend a tower bottom while Doom is on cooldown, like, what are you doing, you know?
Yeah, you've got to show some resistance. Can't let Na'Vi walk over you. So Mirage is going to come and clean up the Serpent Wards. Bit of free money for him. Gets towards the Blink. And the rest of Liga, they were also smoked up nearby. And that smoke does break on the Shadow Shaman, as him and Lion almost face off in the jungle. Oh man, these neutral items. Don't tell me they've got 5 Gossamer Capes against a TA. They've got 3. Good luck melding people, TA. Monkey. Oh, the 3 cores have the Gossamer Capes as well. Oh dear.
Hate to see it if you're a TA.
You do.
It's like they had 4 Ninja Gears game
Yeah,
1. No,
I did.
no, 3 capes. Definitely
Dire's bottom
the
tower
best
is under
possible
attack.
neutral item versus Templar Assassin.
Oh, Liga smoke down bottom. They kick Na'Vi out of the area at least. There's not much else they can do there down there. Maybe they'll set up for Roshan once he swings to the little daytime home he's got in the bottom right corner. But it really is Na'Vi just going from objective to objective, lane to lane, farming, killing towers, but also staying safe. Their cores aren't really dying. They're being protected by the supports every step of the way. And the Liga at least happy to get a bit of wiggle room down bottom. Puck Enigma can farm. That gives the TA a little pocket of jungle to clear through as well. And maybe now, 200 gold away from Blink. TA might be ready to go. It's just such a challenge finding Na'Vi. Like, what does Liga see right now? Is it just like a Doom sitting mid? They see a Phoenix. They see Phoenix and a Doom. Where's Monkey? Where's the Shadow Shaman? Where's the Shadow Demon? Right now, the Monkey's lurking right over the top of this TA. Perfect vision of the approaching Liga squad. Sees Enigma.
Whoa. Oh.
Oh, it's spooky, isn't it? Oh, he jumps off. Respect was itching. Was that Respect who placed a sentry ward? I'm just trying to see what's around.
No.
Not sure if it gives vision up on trees, but yeah, definitely looking for something. And the smoke from Liga here. So Blink Enigma, Blink TA.
They want to put this to use. And you know someone's gonna be on this wisdom. This could break the game wide open for Liga, or it could be a throw.
It's a big kill if they can kill the Doom. Finger of Death, but the save is there. QBFY, the disruption buys time. L1ga with a black hole, cancelled immediately. Hexed up and stopped in his tracks. Mirage inside the Wukong's command, trying to jolt away with the orb as the supernova lands and a double kill emerges for Sanctity. 3-4 heroes drop, a triple kill for the Monkey King. And yet again, it is only the Puck who survives. Na'Vi dominate.
They just ran into Lion's Nest. They go on this dome, but QBFY, perfect position, saves him, and then all the rings get dropped. There's 10 different black hole cancels. Just Liga stands no chance.
What items does Doom have? Because they threw the kitchen sink at him. Yeah, BKB sounding out of drums. Very tanky. 2,500 health. And a black hole that lasted all but a second. Has got to hurt L1ga. So that was your attempt as Liga. You're now 10k behind.
That was your big reveal of double Blink Dagger. And you kind of lost like 3-4k more network advantage. So what's the next move? You know? Yes, you kill the Tormentor. Least that you can do. Actually get the shard, but here comes the invasion.
Well, it's just a matter of like Na'Vi knows your ulti's on cooldown. Do they care? Probably not. But Roshan is absolutely available to them. Tier 2 towers should be pretty easy pickings as well. Serpent Ward's thrown by Kiro to secure the mid one. Yeah, this Tricore of Na'Vi. Monumental itemization now.
Just feel like everything's going right for them, you know? They're in control of the tempo all game long. It was the only time that Liga made a move of their own and they like died as 4. So they're gonna feel even more scared. Na'Vi, guess what? They're not gonna feel scared. They're gonna feel like it's our time to strike again. We have everything ready. Double BKB, Shivas.
Radiant's top tower is under
Acquire target.
As KO starting it, they see the Eidolons. That gives away the positioning of the Enigma. Shad and KO make short work of him. While Queasy is trying to run away from Monkey King. A Hex and a stun. But he doesn't have Blink or anything like that. So there's bound to strike with a shard. Gap closes onto him. And Lion goes from being 150 away from the Blink to 300 or so. Oh, hang on a second. From one side of the map to the other. Kaori and QBFY poking at Respect, stacking up some poison and allowing Shad to gap close, get on top of this Undying, and find 3 pickoffs in a row. Just a chain effect of death and destruction awaiting whoever shows on this map.
They held him for like 13 seconds between 2 of them in the place. Sanctity gonna give up on this chase. It just feels like Liga kind of gave up on fighting back. It makes sense. They're just like every man for himself. Try to get farm on map. Try to do whatever you can to scale, but we cannot and we will not fight Navi right now.
Run to the hills. Panic, panic, panic. And Puck so far has done a decent job kind of staying alive, playing the map. TA is going to TP on the top here. But we're looking at Boom having... this offlane Phoenix, man. Boom's going to have a Radiance soon.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I'm like,
Wow.
that's the state of a game we are in. That's all everybody needs to know about this game is the Phoenix quick buy. Like, grab 3 bounties and finish up
hell
the
yeah.
Radiance. Crazy.
Here it comes. I love that. Very fitting. And of course, Roshan time. We have them in the pit here to get that Aegis. As if they've not had the tools to play aggressively, they're going to have another one. A second life on the Monkey King, I assume. Gives Sanctity even more reason to be bold and aggressive with his moves.
I wonder if Kaori approves of this build, you know. Or we would see Hex Refresher from him. Speaking of Kaori, I'll play sub sentry.
Meanwhile, QBFY
Finally.
does die. It's the first kill in a good 10 minutes from Liga.
Single
Find
trap
something.
playing out. That will mean a Blink Dagger for Lion. He didn't already have one. That's at least some more potential for them to make a plays. So every time you have like Enigma on your team, a Puck, there's a hope, you know. You get to your items, you get one big team fight. There's opportunities for you.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that Enigma right with that BKB Aghanim Scepter previously. And maybe if he gets there this time, could have some big ulties. Start out with a Blink Hex out of Queasy. Stunning Shad, but they've got a catch on Mirage there with a Hex out of Kaori. Force the jaunt away as they kill the Lion instead. Shad is still running in towards them. Just going to devour and grab the creep wave though as they pressure tier 2. Yeah, Liga very much looking towards the late game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Maybe a high ground defense here through the black hole and the tombstone. But they've got to fight past Serpent Wards. They've got to contend with Doom and Aegis Monkey King. And as soon as Wukong's command is used, that zone of the map is off. Out of bounds, but really.
As you said, BKB Black Hole is ready. He gets Doom in it. There's nothing to cancel it besides this the egg explosion. That's the angle. Get the massive black hole, Doom included. Have the Flash Golem to amplify damage, and then hopefully he kills all of them.
There's a lot of things that have got to go right there.
And this
First of all, you need a Darkseer. Vacuum 5 people into it.
this all needs to happen without Monkey having a Wukong down, because that will kill Enigma during the black hole. So
Yeah.
if I think of more factors for Liga to win, I'll say them. But there's a lot.
So that's
of them,
one.
so that's a lot of them.
What's the win percent, actually? I'm curious what Dota Plus thinks. 12. They've got 12 opportunities. 12% probability. Oh, that catch on Puck, though. A nice pick there, set up by Kaori off to this right side of the map.
Minus 2% win probability right there.
Yeah. Wait, we're going to wait for the numbers to catch up. Give it a minute. It's going to drop to 10.
Wow, Enigma is smoked. That smoke breaks. AC ready on Doom. There's just... Oh, I was wrong.
Does Na'Vi have a gem yet? It feels like these traps have got to die. Sanctity has one. There it is. It's one of those little things that, Liga could use to their advantage. The vision from the traps. Their ability to keep track of everybody. I'm trying to cut the wave mid with the Eidolons and Hand of Midas as well. They've kept that wave alive to allow Kaori to put the Serpent Wards down in the bottom lane and even get a catch on the Lion. They force the puck now to Waning Rift and jump away. Hex on Sanctity. A good amount of damage from the TA. Sanctity pretty low, but he's got the Sunray to back him up, and he can go back to focusing buildings. Dodging out a Melt Strike with the Mischief. Melee Barracks finally dead. And Liga still no real response to Na'Vi.
How much is left on Aegis? 30 seconds. Smoke is ready. 2 smokes on Undying, 1 on Lion. Needs a go time. If they keep seeking in base, the advantage will just keep growing. You know, it's not gonna get any easier if you're only stealing in base and scaling. So you need to. It's better to die trying than, you know, accept the slow and painful death of sitting in base and not scaling.
Well, Burka's the one to come out of the base to see what he can get done. Aghanim Shard is a decent upgrade for this Enigma. And this is an elimination game. Liga absolutely do not want to give up. Even if they are so far behind, you've got to fight with everything you've got. And that means if the Enigma has to, you know, BKB and run away to buy a bit of space, a bit of time for the rest of his team, then so be it. He's out on the map, he's pushing, and he's forcing Na'Vi to come to him.
Adding a little bit of salt on the wound there with hexing the dome, you know. It was a misclick, but it doesn't matter. You hex your own dome, you're still gonna get a kill. Nobody cares. The Shadow Shaman, Kaori, he's just everywhere. Catching everybody, including his own doom.
Instant initiation onto your own teammates.
No BKB. There's much to stop you.
Just go high ground. TA. Got to blink away. And a glyph to defend against these Serpent Wards. Gonna slow the push down a little bit.
I choose to play it safer. You know, no need to risk. You know, Rush will be here in around 2 to 5 minutes. Phoenix, level 20. Having almost a perfect game.
Well, refraction dispels. Could maybe get off the fire spirits or something like that.
Arcane Room for Pack, that's a start, but can they get something out of it? Like with lanes being so far pushed, look at the Na'Vi. They just see everybody's missing. They had 3 smokes on in between 2 of their supports. They must be making a move.
Yeah, and that big dark spot on the map, the Dire Ancients. It's a natural spot for the Radiant to play into. That's what Na'Vi are pinging right now as they take the Tormentor. Get a shard for Kaori. Very disciplined from Na'Vi here to literally sit in their base. Knowing that Liga's way back into this is to go smoking and hunting. Using that arcane rune. And of course we are still waiting for that Roche respawn. 20 seconds minimum. And Na'Vi. Just going to move out of the base together. Hold hands. And play as this very tight group. We'll sweep through this bottom jungle. Kill off the traps. Get rid of this Radiant Vision. Nobody's going to go clear the bottom wave, though. Or is the Doom cutting a wave ahead? Shad's in an interesting position here. Did he see someone? Because he's shadow bladed up as Liga smoked towards him. Oh, smoke breaks. Dust is there. They get the blink hex. Queasy very far forward now, though. And Liga kind of scrambling. They do get the big blink black hole on the Doom and Phoenix though, and now the save disruption buys time. Turnaround Doom from Shad, right on their heads with a supernova sunray. Na'Vi, turnaround gods, kill 3. Respect is going to try and TP home, but he's hexed up by Kaori from the high ground. 4 in a row, yet again the Puck is the only one to survive. Undying died, he just respawned. Mirage is going to jaunt away. Well, Na'Vi, a beautifully executed save into swing. Close, though, for Liga to get some massive core kills with that black hole. It just feels like it wasn't meant to be.
That's as good as you get, you know, 2-man black hole. Yes, there comes a save, but after like a 2.5 seconds, EA is hitting, but there's just not enough damage. It's perfect a scenario for Liga fight. It's gonna be, and it wasn't even close enough. So, what else? What else you can do if you are Liga right now?
Oh, I don't know, it's like awkward now because you're waiting for black hole to come back off cooldown. Your options are limited and you're watching Na'Vi destroy your base. Monkey King does drop low, coiled up and killed. Mirage's Puck had enough damage in the tank to kill him off.
Without a Shadow Demon to dispel him,
wow,
there was just so much damage. Definitely didn't see that one coming.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You know, Rush is up 100%. No monkey. Yes, buyback. A little bit of opening.
And Kaori has wards in 10 seconds, and he's lurking at this Radiant base with the creep wave arriving. So even if, you know, TA knows that Roshan has respawned, they're in the area, they can go for it. Na'Vi is still getting advantages elsewhere on the map. Hell, they might even get 2 lanes out of this. So Liga, they go for Roche, knowing that this is one of their big chances. The base doesn't matter all that much. They need to make sure they get Aegis, and Na'Vi doesn't.
You want to defend Rush too?
They're trying to come and defend it. You're right. The jump in from Kaori. Roche nearly dead. The dive from the Phoenix with a supernova sunray. They get it on TA, though. She's got 2 lives. Undying down, and Queasy falls to Doom, who swipes in the background. TA dead the first time now. And the chase towards the Enigma. Boom and Shad. They can't get the kill on him, and the TA has jumped away. But a boundless strike allows Sanctity to gap close right on top of Violent. And there's the kill. Dead for 70 seconds. No Templar Assassin. It's down to Puck and Undying. And wait, how did Enigma die? Didn't he TP home?
He died.
Was he doomed?
He was doomed. He died to the Doom effect in the content. Left by the world. He just too much in the tank of Na'Vi. 30k ahead. This point is just tremendous advantage.
2 lanes down, and it's about to become a third. Do the monkey statues also get the party hats? I wasn't even paying attention. The dive from the Phoenix might have been a step too far, but all this disruption from Shadow Demon. Boom is kept alive, barely survives. And mega creeps are now coming.
Of course, Liga will not give up. Yet. There's nothing to play for afterwards.
It's all or nothing now. It's one of those moments where it feels like you've just got to clear a couple of waves, smoke, and play out of your base. Like buyback wise, does Liga have anything to play with? Should they have buybacks, or is this like buy big items time?
I cannot tell. I feel like yes, buyback is the answer to the Doom, but now he has a refresher.
Yeah.
And Phoenix has BOT2 and a buyback. Like there's just every kind of an answer you have, there's another problem from Na'Vi.
And Monkey is also getting value out of the rest of the map. Farming
No
up
hurries for
ancients.
them, you know. They don't care. Yeah, defend the mega creeps. We'll scale. We're not in a rush. This is our last series of the day. We'll just slowly finish it off. As I say, the 5-man smoke. They're looking for a final blow.
Oh my god! Who did all that damage? The Serpent Walls are now at the tier 4s. Enigma has buyback, but the Boundless Strike diving onto this Lion nearly nets Sanctity a kill straight off the bat. Lion survives at least for now. Shad moving forward, trying to zone them out here as the Monkey and the Phoenix go to work on the tier 4s and look to try and finish this game off with kill on the throne. TA, BKBs blinks forward.
Enigma?
Undying backing him up, and Enigma, he's in here. L1ga throws the Midnight Pulse, but no black hole yet. Wait. Well, game's over.
GG.
I guess it's GG. A bit of an anticlimactic ending to this series. 31-8, Na'Vi, they just absolutely handled Liga in this game 3.